Winking Lizard.
Hey, my favorite stomping ground.
Oh, your mic's working now. Sounds very clear. Which one is this? Hold on, it's loading for me. I don't think we went to this one with the frame jersey, it looked like. Oh, who is this? Trying to ID the jersey. Oh, wow, you got catfish. I thought maybe that was a Dion Waiters for a second, but no, it's a Walsh University Cavaliers jersey. That's hilarious.
I am not getting the game on my end for some reason.
Oh, let me make sure you have a VIP still. Pretty sure you do, but let me double check. Here, let me go into our roles here. They're just doing the national anthem right now.
Right now, I'm just staring at us, which don't get me wrong, great time.
It is fun. We could just do that. Here, let me check because I know we moved them around for a moment because we were completely full. Oh nope, you don't have one here. I'm gonna give it to you. There we go.
Lost.
Yeah, we were completely full and we were trying to get someone else a VIP. So we said, I think Jackson took yours off just for the moment and then forgot to give it back. So blame Jackson as always.
Unbelievable. You missed one Celtics game.
I know, and they take everything away from you.
It's not my fault the power strip in my area went down.
Yeah. Dan, how was the Winking Lizard? I think I would give it a solid B+, A-. The food when we went last time. I enjoyed mine, but I know
Dan, comment what you got. Let's see if we are menu brothers.
Yeah, I have a food take to drop actually, but I'm gonna wait for Mr. Red Pants to show up because he was our food guy last time. So I'll wait until I see him in the chat and I'll share a food take.
So it's just sesame wings, sweet.
I also got the wings, but not the sesame ones. Just the regular barbecue ones. Demo, let's go. Welcome in. We're talking about
the Winking Lizard
and the Walsh University Cavaliers. Dr. Manhattan, welcome in.
My great-grandfather founded there.
Yeah, the Walsh University Cavaliers got their jersey hanging up there. I definitely feel like they're just trying to pass that off as a Cleveland Cavaliers jersey, and they're hoping nobody asks. But unfortunately, Dan saw right through that ruse. Called them out on it.
It reminds me of like in youth sports how they just blatantly rip off professional logos. Yeah. As a kid, you're like, this is absurd.
Oh, I got my so the chat the other day was asking for pictures of younger emo Tony. And I did find some pictures. And I'm wearing like a Pistons and a Spurs rec basketball jersey. They would just rip off the NBA teams. But I could post them and share them for the chat. Unfortunately, you can't just send a picture into the chat. I'd have to tweet it. I'd have to expose myself on Twitter. But I might as well.
Not even a Blue Sky guy. I see where you are politically.
Oh, I could do Blue Sky.
I read right through you.
I've tried to use Blue Sky, and I'm inconsistent.
No, I'm the same way.
It's just not the same yet.
No. Plus you don't get AC impeach Trump tweets on Blue Sky, which is what I'm here for.
Until we get AC posting hashtag impeach Trump now accidentally, it just doesn't have the same juice.
You know, you never can. I said in the chat, like when that tweet dropped, that I was like, Will Kane could never balance sports and politics so eloquently. Only AC was like, let me figure out a way to hybridize all stars and my political views all in the same tweet.
Austin Carr, man, such a legend.
If he truly didn't,
someone needs to teach him how to use his phone. He's been skinny for like 10 years.
Between the likes issue and then this. It's been a rough
I forgot about that, man. Oh,
AC's
at least hiding the
likes
helped one person. Just sitting right next to John Michael, opening up that algorithm. I don't even want to know what John Michael has seen out the corner of his eyes on AC's Twitter feed.
John, you got to see this video. It's crazy. Meanwhile, if Brad Doherty's likes were leaked, it would just be a bunch of like food takes and people on Twitter saying how Darius is the best point guard in the league.
You get the best of both worlds. We need just AC and Brad on a call. No
Two
John.
with no
Let
John
those
to
2 cook.
direct them. That'd be so bad. Imagine like just being one of those people that is just surfing through League Pass, not even a Cavs fan, and they go to a Cavs game, they just hear a conversation between Brad and AC.
How long would
They're
it
just
take them? Who would be the play-by-play guy? How long would it take them to actually comment on something happening on the floor?
it would have to be AC because it would just be throws the hammer down and that's it. And then it
Yeah,
would just go straight back to it.
yeah. I'm
Brad would
gonna
just
check
go off like,
your
I don't know why everyone's going for Jimmy Butler. If I were the NBA team, I'd be going for Isaac Okoro. He's one of the best shooting guards in the league, in my opinion.
Oro gives you most of what Jimmy Butler gives you, you know?
If you look at rookie year Jimmy Butler, Okoro now is kind of close.
Yeah. He's on a better trajectory from the three-point line.
True.
But yeah, we got Karis LeVert in the starting lineup tonight. Honestly, predictions real quick. I'm taking the Cavs in this one. I know it could be a trap game. I know it's the second night of the back-to-back. The Pistons are not a pushover anymore, but I kind of just believe in the Cavs defense to kind of dictate this game like they did the last time these two teams played. But if there's one thing I've learned, you can't count out JB Bickerstaff. So we'll see what happens.
Oh, snap.
In the Pistons and Spurs rec jersey. Shout out to the Pistons, man. We won the championship that year. Didn't win it with the Spurs. Wait. No. Other way around. Other way around. We didn't win it with the Pistons. Won it with the Spurs.
Tony, I'm appalled.
Two-time rec champ, by the way, before we got to the middle school and high school levels. Two-time rec champ. First year, I got absolutely carried. I was a fourth grader. Technically, I played because everyone gets to play in rec league, but I probably scored 4 points all season. We just had like a really good fifth grader who probably should have been in sixth grade on our team, and he was like dominating. He was like literally Jared Allen, just double doubles every game. So two-time champion. Second run, I was more impactful with the Spurs. Give yourself a ball. No. Thankfully, I didn't.
Tony was just putting tacks through like the surface of his skin like an absolute degenerate.
I did dye my hair blonde, though. That was the thing that happened in middle school.
Dude, I thought about it for like a little bit in high school or in college doing it, but there was a ton of people in middle school that did it all at the same time, and I was like, I can't be one of these people.
Well, my friend Mobley starting off with a 3-pointer. Let's go. We were having a sleepover, and my friend, we stopped at the mall because he was supposed to buy hair dye for his sister. So we're all,
and you're like, let's double dip.
Pretty much. No. We didn't double dip. They slept over and we had the hair dye, and we're like, you know what? We could always buy more hair dye for your sister later. So we used it all. Everyone dyed their hair. My one friend got like the Wiz Khalifa patch in his afro. Another one of my friends came out completely orange, didn't work for his hair, so that was bad. He looked like a Super Saiyan. I tried to do like a blonde stripe that didn't work, and we ended up just doing the whole thing blonde. But yeah, it was it was the time to be alive.
Tony, you kind of look like if they ever recreated Diary of a Wimpy Kid live action again, that you could really have a good shot.
I could be cast.
Where was your parents did a poor job setting up your Hollywood career. You could have easily been the main character. You also look like Will from Stranger Things. The kid who's tortured all the time.
Yeah, the second picture I had got a haircut at some point. The first picture, I think that's 6th grade. My hair was very long.
Everyone had the bowl in middle school, though. It was in.
Yeah,
we all were like, "Yeah, Bieber sucks, man."
Full Bieber fever era.
Yeah, I was gonna say
this was prime Bieber fever.
All the guys are like, "Bieber's so
Steam
stupid." Meanwhile, everyone they're like, "Well, if the girls like it, then might as well." Yeah. There was something we're missing, though. I don't know, musical talent.
A little bit. Definitely couldn't sing like the Biebs. But Catch Me a Friday Night Skate. With the scene beam, Baby comes on. It was a time to be alive. I played the trumpet. I don't remember if I told this story or not on Playback already. I played the trumpet for literally, honestly, never. me and my friend joined band in 5th grade.
for the trip.
Um, yeah, we were like, "Oh, it seems fun." We didn't know that if you're in band, practice is during recess, and so we were like, "Yeah,
Mm.
screw that, we're not skipping recess for band," but they wouldn't let us quit. So we were just stuck. We would skip, but we weren't allowed to quit band, so we ended up doing, like, the whatever it's called, our show. I'm blanking on the word, but we did the show, and neither one of us knew how to play the trumpet, so we just kinda hid in the back row and pretended that we were playing, and that was
I
the end of my music career.
I wanted to play in jazz band in middle school, but
Mm.
my dad literally was like, "You play like 3 sports, so you cannot." And he's like,
Yeah.
"Also, you'll do it for like a minute and give up." And I was like,
Yeah, that was
"Oh."
my trumpet experience.
I think it's truly because my dad didn't wanna pay to rent the, like,
Mm,
trumpet or I think
yeah,
saxophone at the time,
mm,
so but he tried to make it seem like I just would never be into it.
yeah, I wish I had some musical talent. I would love to, like, learn how to play the guitar or the piano or something, but unfortunately, I spend my time live streaming CAVS games. So I'm
I'm
not
a
picking up any
very
talents.
I'm a very casual guitar player.
Oh,
Like,
hell yeah.
I
Let's
can
go.
play off of, like, sheet music,
Okay.
but if you ask me to, like, jam on my
Guitar
free
solo.
time, nope, I'm out.
Guitar solo at halftime, everybody.
I just am attempting to learn, speaking of your boy Timothy Chalamet,
Ooh, some Bob Dylan.
some Bob Dylan.
Nice. That's sweet.
I only could play Freebird.
Me and Dan were tearing it up in Guitar Hero back in the day, I guarantee it. I used to be good at that.
You ever try
Uh-oh.
to play it recently? It doesn't, like, carry over.
Really? Oh,
Yeah, my wife has a Wii, so, like, we have Guitar Hero, and sometimes we, like, play, and I feel like I used to be so good at it, and I can't even, like, the minute they
oh, you lost
reintegrate,
your
like
touch?
yeah, the orange,
Oh.
it's, like, rough.
As soon as they bring in the orange, it was over. Or he was
I'm
going
like,
back
"Wait,
to
what is
easy
this?"
mode. Mobley 2 threes, by the way, already. Let's go Mobley bouncing back from probably the worst game he's played all year last night, I would say.
Yeah, it must be nice for Evan to go from playing Kristaps Porzingis to Jalen Duren. I can
Yeah.
imagine that must make him feel a little better.
And
And Toby.
hit these 2 threes too, 'cause, he went 0 for 4 against Boston. It feels like it's been a little while since we had Mobley knock down multiple threes in a game. Maybe I'm misremembering, but I feel like since he came back from that injury, the jumper hasn't been as lights out.
I'll I'll look at his past few game logs.
It definitely feels like it's been a while. We have a post-game trade deadline discussion. We'll talk about it throughout the game, I'm sure, actually, because we have plenty of thoughts. We did a
Mm,
podcast already earlier today on some of it. We'll try to save it for a dead ball, like a timeout or something, and then we'll get to
mhm.
that because try to lock in and focus on what's happening on the court here for a second.
Like Tony's haircut.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll try to find the picture of my blonde hair because I think I pulled that one up too. I'll show you guys
I
that the next
I
dead ball.
solely wanted a blonde haircut because Messi did it for a little bit, and I'm like, "That looks kinda sick."
Yeah.
And everyone's like, "Yeah, you know why it looks cool? Because it's a professional athlete and not you." And I was like, "Oh."
Danny, let's hear this hot take. I'm gonna give me a second here.
Alright, so Mobley low key has been really bad from 3 since,
It's felt like it.
because if you combine and then over his last 5 games, not including this one, he is a combined 0 for 10.
Well, he's on that Isaac Okoro shot diet, coming
Yeah.
back from injury and forgetting how to shoot. But hey, he's 2 for 2 tonight.
Yeah, that, is his highest three-point total since the 14th of January,
Damn.
where he went 3 for 4. Ah, what a time. Who knew?
What game was that?
That was against the Thunders where they got blown out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it was the blowout game. Well, we left
Yeah,
with something.
against the Thunder in the blowout or
Yeah.
in the win, he was 0 for 3.
Well, maybe there's a correlation. No, I
Yeah,
think,
I'm trying.
I'd prefer Mobley goes 3 for 4 more often than not.
Even in our dominant Pistons win, he was 0 for 2.
Mm.
So translation, there's like no rhyme or reason between Mobley 3-point makes and Cavs wins.
Solid start for the Cavs so far. Okay, here we go. Danny's hot take. Everyone was all in on Cam Johnson. My hot take was that I'd rather find an extra couple million and solve our backup 3, 4, and 5 issues by going after John Collins. See, I don't know how to feel about John Collins because I've never really watched him closely enough, but every team that gets John Collins seems like they're ready to let go of John Collins. So that's why I'm worried, is because it just seems like he's one of those players who on paper is better than you think. But music says he's playing well by all accounts. Listen, it depends on what you give up. I would like the Cavs to go get something. I prefer Cam Johnson or DeAndre Hunter to John Collins, but you could probably, depending on the price, you could maybe talk me into it. As Demo said, greatest hypothetical player ever. It's like John Collins and Christian Wood and Cam Reddish are like, John Collins is better than all of them, but
Robert
those are like
Covington,
the hypothetical best players.
Dorian
I would give
Finney-Smith.
up a first for Cam. Yeah. Honestly, that first pick means nothing to me. I'm gonna be completely real with you. It's 6 years away. Is the world even gonna be spinning in 6 years? We don't know. You might as well just go
All
after it. But no, I mean, we're gonna get you can get back into
Doomsday
the draft 6
Pesta.
years from now.
Evo Pesta's back in the chat.
We got 6 years. You can think about it later, all right?
Tony could go
I'm okay
blonde
getting
in
rid of
6
that
years
pick.
again.
I could be. You never know. 6 years from now, I could be blonde again.
Oh.
I know I have a picture of me at my first ever Cavs game with the blonde hair. I'm trying to
Wow,
find
what a
that.
debut.
Yeah, what a debut. Alonzo G didn't see it coming.
Alonzo
Deion
G was
Waiters' first
blinded
game.
when the light reflected.
I don't know if I can find that one, but I know it's in here, so I'll make sure I find it before I put. 'Cause I have another one with blonde hair.
Alonzo G, 2K GOAT.
Honestly, the dunk rating, the 3-point shooting.
Are we gonna have a full discussion in the chat of how crack's gotten weaker over the decades?
Wait, what's going on here?
Back in my day.
Alonzo G was the precursor to Okoro.
Alonzo G walked so Okoro could run.
We need Okoro back on the floor. All right, so let's see. Last time they played the Pistons, they held Cade Cunningham to 9 of 26 shooting. Did a really good job on him. See if they can replicate that.
They made Tobias Harris life hell on defense, I remember.
Yeah.
They just kept on ISOing onto putting Allen or Mobley on him. God, the good times.
Oh, good move from DG right there. Could use a big game out of him with Mitchell out. Cavs have traded Tony Pesta for 2 second-round picks. Oh, shoot. All right, Corey, you're going to have to hold down
That's
for the
high
rest of the
value,
stream.
though.
I'm
Those
going to
second-round
the
picks are
Utah
gold.
playback.
Utah
They traded me to Utah.
for
All
John
right.
Collins? Oh.
See you guys. Nah. I don't think the Cavs are going to make a move, to be honest. But we'll try to save our trade deadline discussions for a dead ball, like I said. But I kind of feel like we're not going to get anything.
They have Strus again on K. They must have liked his. This
Yeah.
was like, I think that was the game where you walked away being really happy with
That's
Strus's
really-
game.
yeah. That was good defense right there again.
Oh,
Oh, beef too.
dude, that's not the guy you want to mess with.
Here's Levert.
Karras,
Come on, buddy.
we if it's not for you, then for us.
Yeah, we've never needed a better Cares Levert game than we do right now. Atlanta and Brooklyn are watching.
They're like, how enticing is this salary dump?
All right, Cavs getting some
Actually,
offensive rebounds.
if Karras looks worse, maybe for Brooklyn, it would actually be more.
Oh,
appealing.
yeah. He said, "Wait a second, this guy sucks again."
Wait, this
Actually
guy
worked in
likes
our
shooting
favor.
contested mid-range jumpers?
I'm telling you, the Karis LeVert intrusive thoughts have been taken over in the last month or so. He's had some moments where he goes back to those old habits.
How awesome would it be, though, for the sake of throwbacks, that Karis and Dangelo are reunited in
Yeah,
Brooklyn? They're like,
bring him
we
back.
always knew we'd be back. Let's get
Karis
the
LeVert
boys
going
back
back to
together.
Brooklyn would be funny.
Spencer Dinwiddie,
D'Angelo
call up all
Russell.
the boys.
Yeah. Okay, here I'm gonna share Blonde Tony in the chat with another rec league jersey. This time, the Charlotte Bobcats. That's how you know I'm old. Jeez, it's definitely
Hey,
a
man,
shame getting the Bobcats. That was like the one team no one wanted during when you're getting ready for the rec league season. You're like, we
oh,
hope we're
yeah.
the Cavs, the Lakers, something fun. Got the damn Bobcats.
At least you got NBA teams. Ours were just blue, red, green.
Yeah, I
Damn,
think they
dude.
stopped doing that eventually.
Wow, Tony, this is this is
This one there.
the fact that your hair kind of blends in with the wine and gold.
I was magic. No, there weren't. Oh wait, I don't
There
know how
had to have
many.
been, because
There
how
might
would
have
they
been.
draw the
Yeah,
Bobcats out of all those teams?
back then it used to be like multi-city. Like we would like actually travel to other cities for our rec league, and then I guess they either lost uh funding or what or something. I know, like once I got to high school or middle school, I stopped playing in the league, but they stopped traveling, and it was just like they didn't even have coaches anymore, no practice. They just let the kids play. So we went to a couple of those games. It was pretty entertaining, but yeah, they stopped traveling for whatever reason. The
Think they
blonde hair
saw
is
you
not
and thought you
emo,
shouldn't
cool
leave the
guy.
state.
The
Right, but you
blonde
just
hair
get on
isn't, but the
screen.
other one is very seen.
Those
Welcome in, cool
Pistons
guy.
dancers seem talented,
Mm,
from what
I
I can
missed it
tell.
completely.
I was trying not to make eye contact with your picture, so I was
You're
staring.
waiting for more people in the chat to just speak up so it would get buried. All right, looks like Sam Merrill and George Niang just checked in.
And that's when we check out. All right, thanks guys for for watching the
I
stream.
love George Niang's toe taps. Just looks like a guy who shouldn't be getting ready to be on an NBA court. I don't see any other NBA players warm up like that.
Dude, look at the stain in that ceiling. That's
Yeah.
nasty.
Yeah, this has to be the Pistons arena, right? Was
I
that
think so.
pregame? I was gonna say the Cavs. Come on. LeBron
Were
was
they?
here for long enough for us to be able to afford an upgrade to our ceiling panels.
This is Detroit.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say if that was Cleveland's arena
Oh,
from
oh
yesterday,
yeah.
but that must have been pregame.
I hope so.
And maybe Dallas will offer something for Niang. But then the problem is they just traded Luka for being out of shape. I'm not sure you could talk Nico. He seems gullible, but I don't know if you can gaslight him that easily.
Is Niang more or less than 270?
We
Comment
could say that
below.
Niang has been losing weight, trending towards getting in the best shape of his life. Maybe that could, because he has lost weight compared to last year.
Low bar, but yes.
Good take from Ty Jerome. Sam Merrill's been playing well recently, so would love to see him hit a couple threes this game. Well, not everybody can guard Tobias Harris.
True. He is a daunting offensive matchup. Ty
Jerome floaters. Never
a
looks like
heavily
it's going
contested
in.
floater.
Always goes in off the glass, too, no matter where he is on the court. That floater is hitting the
Tyson.
backboard.
Tyson's getting ready.
Oh, let's go. Wonder who's coming in for.
Yang, he's seen
Garland?
enough already.
Yeah, maybe. All right, 24-20.
Physical hombre.
John Michael on the call, man. Who does it better?
I could think of a few.
Oh,
Oh!
oh, Sam got it back.
Oh, no.
George. Allen's had a couple of those misses in the last 2 games. Point blank.
Dallas, you could have that.
All right, let's see who Tyson's coming in for.
Has to
Gotta
be
imagine it's,
Garland.
yeah, unless they're about to go really, really small. Niang at the 5? Is this Kenny's call for help? Kobe, please. I'm gonna play Niang 30 minutes until Kobe Altman makes a trade. Is that what we're seeing?
If you won't
Oh!
trade him, I'll injure.
Oh, no, I think Garland is on the bench. He was just on the court. I was gonna say, wait. I think he's on the bench, though. Pretty sure Allen's still out there. The Valley
Now I'm
broadcast doesn't want us to know. Okay, yeah. I was gonna say,
Oh.
Mobley's out there. Okay. I was gonna say Niang at the 5 would be quite the sight against Beef Stew, no less.
He's
Maybe
a beef stew of some kind.
trying to get Niang ejected, get into a fight with Beef Stew. And he doesn't
If
have to play
Isaiah
the rest of the
Stewart
game.
is beef stew, then George Niang has to be like clam chowder.
Come on, man. This isn't right. Here he goes. Come on.
Oh no.
Oh,
no.
Wrong. Oh. All right.
I don't know, man. Cade literally breathed and got past him.
He made one move and was 6 feet in front of Niang.
That dribble combo was elite. Oh.
Jerome with an errant pass. All right. I think Mobley should win this. Didn't really turn his hips and just get in front, spinning around.
Yeah, that was rough.
All right, let's see if Mobley can do something with the second unit, because that was.
Oh!
We got a bang. We got our first bang. One of the issues from yesterday's game is it's not only that Mobley was struggling against Porzingis, but he was losing the Luke Cornett minutes too. You got to beat the second unit. I know Isaiah Stewart's still out there, but like he's a solid backup big, but you got to beat the second unit if you're Evan Mobley. Good board from Tyson. That would have been an offensive rebound if he didn't dive in. And he's taking it all the way.
And he traveled.
Yeah. Sam Merrill made that 3, though. Just we're noticing. First shot went in.
For those that say Sam's lost it, review that footage.
Yeah. Get ready to learn Sam Merrill. Yeah, good push. Definitely needed to be more decisive there. Trying to pick up his dribble. Just slid that pivot foot. Would love to see him. I still think he's a little tentative on offense.
Oh.
Ooh. Sam getting active on the glass.
I feel like Tyson's gonna I only have confidence in his looks right now if they're in transition. I don't see him being a catch and shoot option for this team right now.
Yeah, the 3-point shot hasn't fallen with any efficiency just yet, but I hope that as the season goes on, maybe he gets a bit more comfortable, because I still feel like he looks timid on offense all the time. And I feel like transition is the one time where it's kind of helter-skelter. You're on the break and you're not really thinking about it as much. Whereas when he's spotting up for a catch-and-shoot 3, seems like there's some rookie nerves.
It's also the most similar to how he played in college, with him being the decisive factor on ball. I feel like he looks so uncomfortable because he's just not used to it. Like being an off-ball option, he's always kind of led the offense at all of his college stops.
Yeah, there's still that learning curve that he's like just at the start of. 20th pick in the draft, rookie year. Really hasn't played much at all in his rookie season so far, so he's got some working to do. Dallas, did you see that drive from George Niang? Nico Harrison, did you watch that? Took him right off the dribble. Light. Yeah, look at this. Bang. Hit him with the pump fake. That's a good defender, too. Put his body into him. Light on his feet. Explodes upwards to the I mean, he didn't get up to the backboard, but he almost did.
All right. We didn't have to include that.
You got it. That's how you gaslight Nico Harrison. You have to put little nuggets of truth in there.
What if I told you that you could have 20% of Luka for 50 pounds less?
There it is. Better 3-point shooter. Luka Doncic, but better at shooting threes. And he has a cooler nickname.
Does Luka even have a nickname?
I think Luka Magic is the only one that I know, but it's not really even a nickname as much as
His
it's just
name
a
is in it.
saying. Yeah. More of just like a saying. Ty
LD,
Jerome
Larry
has not
David,
missed the
Luka
floater
Doncic.
tonight. Could we get Kyrie for Ty Jerome? I
Who
mean,
says no
look what's
first?
happening here. Yeah, honestly, I don't know. Kobe might hang up the phone.
He's the Mavs are like, don't call anyone else. We'll offer you Kyrie for Ty Jerome. It's like, nah, sorry.
Dallas doesn't say no. I wonder how many people have called Dallas since this move. You have to imagine every GM has just kicked the tires on that.
They don't
Just to
realize
see, is
that
PJ
Dallas
Washington
thinks
available?
that
Anyone?
was their win now move. Oh,
Yeah, way
great job,
over.
Beef Stew.
I've seen
What was it?
Fontecchio floated out as another Cavs trade target. I'm kind of out on him. I don't know. I don't think he really. I mean, if you get him for like picks, like second round picks, sure, but I don't think he's that good. I mean, the Pistons need a player like him very badly, and he doesn't play that much. So it kind of tells you how how effective he's been. He's not a bad player, but he's not. I don't think he's really moving the needle here.
Yeah, Fontecchio's peak trade value was like 2 seasons ago when no
Yeah,
one knew what he was going to be.
yeah.
Now
When
you
he was
kind of
still a
know
mystery.
exactly what he is,
Mm.
and yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
How would you like taller, less mobile Sam Merrill?
Yeah, not a good defender. He's one of those players who I actually think would because like people have mentioned they're worried about Cam Johnson defensively. I'm not worried about him in the context of this Cavs team. Fontecchio, yeah, he probably still would stand out as a negative defender.
Especially if they're going to play him at the 4.
Yeah, too thin. But we might as well talk some trade deadline stuff right now since people have wondered. We did our podcast today, basically featured on the two guys who I think you can tell me if there's anyone else that you've thought of, but I would say Cam Johnson and DeAndre Hunter are the two guys who really the only two guys who I would want to trade for that play the wing position, and I'm not as thrilled about getting a backup big. Like Larry Nance doesn't excite me all that much. To me, it's Cam Johnson or DeAndre Hunter, and I feel like Kobe needs to go out and get one of them, in my opinion.
Yeah, I feel like if the Cavs have any hope of winning the East, they would they have to make this type of move this season. Otherwise, I've seen too much in the past few games against elite teams that they just get overwhelmed by size, and I don't think that's something that's going to get better in the postseason. The regular season is when you have a better chance of winning those types of games, and the fact that we're kind of already seeing these teams go out to huge leads and the Cavs have to claw back every time is not. It's pretty indicative that this team needs to shake up something.
Mm,
And if that means that you have to move like a Levert, an Okoro, or a Tyson, or any combination of those to get there, I think it's something you just have to do because it's something you don't even have. And then in the postseason, like you can only play so deep. We're not going to see this Cavs team play 9 or 10 deep like they do when fully healthy. So you're going to have to chip that pecking order down. And Strus will most likely go to the bench, which only I know we kind of touched on that in the pod, but I think that's actually, I'm on your side. I think that's a pretty big plus for this team. And I
mm.
think between him and Jerome, you can make up any ground that's really lost on the Levert loss.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's a good trickle down effect there. If you find a starting small forward and then you get to make Max Strus your sixth man, I think that just works really well for this Cavs team. Demo, before I forget, as the chat is scrolling here, I wouldn't like. I'm exaggerating a little bit on how low I am on the 31 pick, the 2031 first round pick. There could be some value there. I wouldn't give it up for just anything. But when it comes to Cam Johnson or honestly even DeAndre Hunter, like the concern to me with that pick is that if you trade it, you're kind of out of options at that point. Like this is the last pick that you can trade. So if you're going to trade it, it better be for a guy who's worth it. And to me, Cam Johnson and DeAndre Hunter, who I know some Cavs fans aren't as high on, those two guys are worth the risk to me. I'll take the shot at it just because the NBA is so wide open right now. I feel like you can't guarantee that you're going to get a better shot at winning the title this year than in the future. So to me, I would feel fine taking that shot on Hunter or Cam Johnson. Anything outside of that, though, like it doesn't really move me. And again, someone mentioned, I think it was music. Let me scroll up so I get the right person. Or it's Dr. Manhattan. Yeah, you don't want to break up team chemistry, but you look at other examples of this. The Celtics traded Marcus Smart, a guy who was huge for their chemistry and locker room, and they upgraded. So there's a balancing act there. You don't want to piss anybody off. You don't want to trade Luka Doncic, for example, and just gut your team at the chemistry and talent wise. But for the Cavs, a move on the fringe there to kind of wrap up this discussion for now and get back to the game with what Corey was saying. You don't want to try to play 10 or 11 guys in the playoffs. It's more important to get a strong 8-man rotation. I think the Cavs have enough depth to tinker with some of those guys in the fringe of the rotation and try to get a wing and fill that gap that you've really needed to fill for 3 years now.
Yeah, and I truly think the only way this chemistry would ever get disrupted to the level where it's like irreparable is that it would like you'd have to get rid of one of the core four, I think. Yeah. And if we're talking about like a Levert, well, I don't think Niang would get traded, but a Niang, a Coro, a Tyson, I don't think any of them would absolutely rattle the team overall. That was rough.
Yeah. I think it's good that I know everyone cites Niang as a huge guy for the locker room, and I believe that 100%, but I do think Mitchell, Garland, and even Allen, to a degree, kind of lead the charge in terms of, I think Garland and Mitchell really lead the charge in a lot of ways, too. Like, they're very vocal, and it seems like they're a great locker room presence. They are a great locker room presence, as well as being the two of the best players on the team. So, yeah, I think you have a little bit of room to work with. And for me, the gap on the wing is so important, and it would cause such a great trickle-down effect of you don't need to play Niang at all, ideally, if you get a 3 or 4. Max Strus can come off the bench. Dean Wade now, if he's healthy, just gives you go from basically having no wings to a pretty solid 1-2 punch with the wings between if it's Cam Johnson and Dean Wade or DeAndre Hunter and Dean Wade. That's a good rotation. And if he's not healthy, you're not screwed, which would be nice. I love Dean Wade, but I don't want to feel screwed every time he hurts his shoulder or gets a calf strain or whatever.
They are really testing Mobley's talent with this lineup.
Yeah.
Craig Porter Jr., Merrill, Jerome, and Tyson group.
Yeah, I mean, this is power of friendship save us.
See, if the team didn't have great chemistry, you wouldn't like this lineup.
True. The power of friendship does go a long way. So you want to be careful with it, but I do think they have at a certain point, talent acquisition is also important. And they just have this big gap.
And people do forget that when the Cavs made the push for the title with LeBron, they did give up a team favorite in Varejao to get Channing Frye. And yes, Channing Frye turned into like one of the great team chemistry guys for that team. But at the time, like, it's not something where Channing Frye just steps in and then suddenly it's, we're all best friends with Channing Frye now.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, I think that's more of a like comparison just because it's mid-season too. Like the Marcus Smart thing, while extremely valid, like that was in the summer. So they had time to build chemistry throughout the year.
Yeah, this is a great point. Also, Evan Mobley, holy cow. The last 3 plays, the N1 goes straight at Paul Reed for a very tough finish with the left hand, I think, and then he buries a 3. This is a tough lineup for him to be in, but at least offensively, he just rattled off 3 really strong possessions, and they're letting him bring the ball up. This is actually kind of fun. Look at him. I mean, everyone on the floor is smaller than him right now. Sam saved that possession. Yeah, the 8 block game last year. Amazing. 0 fouls, 8 blocks. Hey, look at this. Just goes right through him.
Paul Reed. Someone I really wanted.
And buries a contested 3. I would have taken Paul Reed as a minimum signing. If he's coming out.
As controversial as it is, if you gave me a choice between Tristan Thompson and Paul Reed, I'd probably choose Paul Reed.
Yeah, that's testing the team chemistry theory, but I probably would as well.
The fact that Tristan Thompson's such a good teammate by the accounts is kind of crazy to me.
It is
Just because
funny.
like of all of his personal stuff, like off the
Yeah.
court. Not that I expect anyone
Crypto
to be like, dude, what
schemes.
you did to Chloe there? That was messed up.
I know he's trying to get Jared into the crypto business.
Let me tell you about this shitcoin I found.
Oh, Jared with a nice steal.
Oh, Tyson with the good feet. To
Right.
Oh!
There we go. That's where you still see his athleticism pop. He's in transition. Oh, quick response. Missed it. Cavs are running.
He does look like a taller Niang, honestly.
Greg with a crossover. Oh, we got a mini Cavalanche brewing here. Got to get some more stops. How do you think Mobley can overcome Tingus Pingus? Look, I think Mobley. The thing is, Mobley's got to knock down perimeter shots. If Porzingis is able to just sit in the paint the way he did last night, it's going to be tough for Mobley. I think Mobley could have a much better game than he did. I think he shot 3 for 10 inside the paint, so he could do better than that, even if Porzingis is down there. But it is going to be a tough matchup for him if he isn't able to bring him out to the 3-point line at all, because then he just gets to sit in the paint, and Porzingis is a really good rim protector. So it's going to be tough. That if Porzingis is available and playing at that borderline all-star level he was last year, the Celtics become easily the team to beat, easily the favorite to win the championship. You're not invincible, but they become a lot more difficult.
Yeah, Porzingis, like Mobley on paper is much more athletic, I think, than Porzingis is. So, like Tony was saying, to be able to draw him out, and then not even necessarily saying he needs to knock down the shots, but by just pulling him out of the paint, one, that alleviates a lot of the congestion for the offense, and then two, Mobley has the capability of first stepping past Porzingis on a lot of possessions, especially when Porzingis is chasing the closeout.
Yeah. And another thing too that I kind of touched on the pod today, some of this. So that's if we're talking Mobley's self creation, him shooting 3-pointers and bringing Porzingis out helps a lot there because then he has the opportunity to go at him. But the other factor of this, Garland and Mitchell both really struggled to shoot the 3-pointer against Boston. And if they're knocking down threes and Mobley is setting screens for them, now Porzingis has to come up to the level of the screen to stop Garland or Mitchell from shooting. And that opens up more opportunities for Mobley to get going, playing off of Garland or Mitchell. So there was a little bit of both happening last night where Mitchell and Garland didn't have it going from 3. Boston was able to sit in that drop and they weren't worried about it. Same thing with Mobley, didn't have it going from 3. So part of what makes the Cavs special is their depth and the core 4, but it also puts them in a weird position where, they kind of need at least, Sam Mirror with a risky charge there. Yeah, it ended up being a block. Yeah, just to finish that point. The Cavs are in a unique position where they kind of need like 2 or 3 members of the core 4 clicking, or else I've used this metaphor a lot, but it's kind of like a Jenga tower. And if Mobley's having a bad game and Mitchell or Garland aren't hitting threes, it gets really hard for them to generate offense. Whereas a team like Boston, I mentioned, if Jaylen Brown's not playing well, Jason Tatum can do his thing, no problem. Derek White can do his thing, no problem. They don't really limit each other in the same way that the Cavs core 4 does when one or multiple of them aren't playing well. It does get harder to make them fit. Kind of need a good game from all 4.
I was going to bring this up on the pod too. We just ran out of time. Was that I agree 100% with what you're saying. And I think that's because the Celtics system is not reliant on one or on players to run. It's very like San Antonio-esque with the way that they kind of spread it around. So it's just the next guy could come in and it doesn't really mix up anything. But the Cavs offense is run in such a specific way that both the guards and the forwards kind of feed off of each other. So if one of those, we don't have players that have similar skill sets that make it interchangeable. So when you sub out Mobley for Niang in possessions, you can't really run the big to big actions. You can't really run the same high screen picks, pick and pops, pick and rolls. Like no one's going to bite on a Niang rolling off of a screen to where it usually can lead to either Mobley getting a good cut to the lane or dishing it off to Allen again. Like it's just something where the system is too player dependent, and a team like Boston is more like just purely the scheme itself.
Yeah. And that's where a player like Cam Johnson or DeAndre Hunter to a different extent would benefit this team a lot because Cam Johnson's a guy where it literally doesn't matter what's going on. He's just going to play off ball, space the floor, uh, get himself open, and he's a consistent shooter. So it doesn't really like Max Strus. As much as I love the guy, he just hasn't been that consistent 40% 3-point shooter that you think would really unlock this team. He's been very helpful and in many different ways, and he's had some really good shooting performances, but Cam Johnson's like a lights out 40% shooter basically every night. So it would help a lot. And Jared, I would say I think Kenny Atkinson is a better head coach than Joe Mazzulla, but Joe Mazzulla's done a good job. I just think Kenny, when you look at how limited this team was a year ago and how much things have changed since Kenny took over, I think he deserves a lot of credit for that. Whereas Mazzulla, not taking anything away from him, did kind of walk into a situation that was already schemed out for him. He just kind of carried the torch there, and he's done a hell of a job. I agree. But Kenny's kind of created this, whereas Mazzulla inherited it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think Kenny's more like, I want to say it like Atkinson kind of builds like a culture to a team, and he's done it in two different spots. Like, I mean, JB built the culture the Cavs have now, but it's been adjusted. And I think with the Celtics, their philosophy didn't necessarily change, but Mazzulla has gone from someone who kind of got the old Eric Spoelstra treatment of when he took over for Pat Riley. People were always like, Spoelstra is not really that great of a coach. And over time, I think obviously Spoelstra has proven he's like an elite coach. And I think Mazzulla is on a similar path where I think he's gone from like an afterthought and like less of people thinking he's a hindrance to the team and more of like an actual like difference maker at coach.
Yeah. I like Mazzulla as a coach. I like his creepy, intense energy too. It's too funny to ignore.
I love the town.
Yeah. Jarrett has been pretty good recently. To be fair, it's a smaller sample size, but Jarrett's been great recently. Mobley's having a good game tonight too, though, so far.
Since the All-Star announcement, Mobley has also been coming off of an injury. So
yeah, it was just a week ago, I think, was the announcement, right?
About a week ago, Houston. The Houston game was when Mobley came back, and then it was like last Wednesday, I think. On it, no, it was either Tuesday or Thursday. Yeah. I just remember because it was TNT, so that really makes it easy to decide which day it was.
I mean, considering how much of the Porter, Niang, Merrill lineup we saw, Cavs up by 7, not too bad.
You just got.
I think everyone's playing pretty decent.
Yep. Still can't believe Tyler Hero is an all-star, honestly. That's going to be like a basketball reference thing when you look like 5 years from now being like, Tyler Hero was an all-star? Then be like, was he an alternate? No. He actually was straight voted in.
He just had he was balling for a while. And everyone fell really low on LaMelo and Trae Young at like the perfect time for Tyler Hero to break in. But I kind of like him being an all-star, honestly. It feels weird, but when you look at the numbers and you look at how bizarre of a year it's been for Miami, I'm okay with giving the guy some credit.
I think I would feel better about it if the Heat were doing better because of it, but it feels like a case of like good stats, mediocre team.
Yeah.
I don't want to say bad team. Miami's not bad.
Yeah, mediocre seems fair. Here's LeVert. See what he's up to.
Oh.
All right. Haven't seen him make that in about 3 or 4 years.
We're so back.
I don't know what's bothering Karras. I couldn't answer that question. Because earlier this year, I'd love to see if we could get an updated shot chart. Greg Porter, 4-point play, because I think that happened as the ball was in the air. Max Strus got shoved. But Caris LeVert, I'll give him credit. You know, he's coming back from that injury, so we'll give him a little bit of time. But I would love to see an updated shot chart because I know for the first month or two of the season, he had basically cut out the mid-range shot from his shot diet, and it feels like it's back. It feels like Karis LeVert time is back in a way it's never been back before, and it hasn't been fun to watch. I also don't know what Cade was doing right there. Just a blatant shove. This is going to be reviewed and deemed a non-hostile act. No foul. Play on. If I've learned anything from the recent replay reviews with the Cavs.
I think Strus is going to get a flagrant.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, I think Strus started that. They should probably eject Strus. Maybe 2 game suspension. Look at that. Dangerous act.
Dude. That camera
Almost
went
caught the
right
camera.
into that dude's eye socket. It
That
was
sucks.
just... I'd be pissed too. Karis isn't that pissed though.
Here's just like, man, did you see that floater? It almost went in.
Donovan's like,
I'm gonna
man,
do
you
it
just gotta
again."
keep shooting those. And LeVert's like, I know, man, I'm so close. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Hey, man,
Definitely
that's all
not as
ball.
bad as the Cade one. Or it's definitely not worse than this was worse than the Cade. Words are hard. This was definitely worse than the Cade one. Yeah.
I always think it's so
Cade
funny.
wasn't nearly as bad.
It's so funny when like the players restrain like Beef Stew, fully knowing that Beef
Yeah.
Stew's not trying. Because if he actually was pissed, he would just get. Or
Yeah.
that was Thomas Bryant, but like when centers have to be held back by guards.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we've seen Beef Stew. If he wants to get to someone, he's going to break out. What did they say? I missed it.
I think it was a common foul.
Common. Well, at least we get a 4-point play out of it. I don't know if I would have called that a flagrant. It did seem unnecessary and excessive, to be honest. But yeah,
I think people are going to look at the Isaiah Stewart highlights and think he's like the Ron Artest of our generation.
yeah. he's got some great moments in terms of just unnecessary fouls.
Dude, like,
yeah, it probably could have been a flagrant, Jarrett.
JB was probably like, "That's a good culture move." I've raised some tough guys. The Junkyard chain.
Yeah. But I'm glad it was at least a quick review.
We'll change our podcast to the Gelled Sideburns podcast.
Yeah, in honor of Kenny Atkinson. Cavs in the zone.
Great.
Give up an open
Nothing
three
bad
right
ever happens with those.
Immediate 3-pointer.
Kenny's like, we're so back.
I love Brad. I like that zone. I just don't like leaving Hardaway open. Oh, buddy. You might not like the zone then, Brad, because that's what the zone does.
Man, I really like the zone, except for when Steven Adams has wide open turnaround hooks. But again, I love the zone.
Right,
it's hard to believe that Brad was an all-star with the way he like breaks down the game.
The way he analyzes the game. We need to have, you remember that series where Max Strus. You remember that like mini, it was like a collab with Kobe and Spike Lee, and they did where he like broke down his game against New York, I think. And he was like breaking down every individual play. We need Brad to do that with one of his games. Just tell us what he was seeing on the floor.
I want it to be where it's someone else. I just want him to be like, breaking down like LeBron's game.
Yeah. Brad Doherty breaks down LeBron's game 1 of the 2018 NBA Finals.
Like, you know, when ESPN was really into like the quarterbacks breaking down film of other players, or like I think it was Kobe. Yeah. It was Kobe too with ESPN Plus. They had like detail or whatever.
Detail.
Like we just need Brad.
Get
so
Brad
here's what LeBron was thinking.
Get Brad a whiteboard and a marker. I need to see him break some of this stuff down.
Spider 2 wide banana.
I've matured to the point where Brad. The answer is Brad. I've matured to a point where I'm okay with whoever you pick, but it's got to be MJ or LeBron. It's one of them two. I pick LeBron. If you say MJ, I think it's fair, but it's one of them two. Jackson dropped a Kareem take like a month or two ago. He said Michael Jordan's 3rd all time. That was an interesting take from Jackson. Always got a zag. Always
Most
got the zag.
Jackson thing I've literally ever heard. I'm surprised he didn't say like Elgin Baylor or something like that.
No, he gave us a good Kareem take. I think he had LeBron, Kareem 2, MJ 3. No, with the party emoji. Oh yeah. Typo. No, we love Jackson,
Yeah, no,
but
yeah.
he abandoned
He's all right
us.
if you like good dudes.
All right, a missed free
Jackson feels
throw.
like he was like one college degree in journalism away from being on First Take. Like, I feel like that's like
Jackson versus Stephen A. Smith. That's what we need.
I think Jackson could provide more of a good counter argument than Mad Dog Russo.
Yeah. Yeah, they haven't found their Skip Bayless replacement still.
Max was too agreeable.
Yeah.
Shannon's all right.
Yeah, he's solid.
He has weird
All right,
IG
so the
stuff,
Pistons. Yeah, that was crazy. Pistons have cut it to 4. Yeah, big offensive rebound and a 3 there. Yeah, Shannon's entertaining.
Shut up, Mayo boy.
I think his food takes would get him ousted from ESPN for sure. Is Mr. Red Pants here? Let me look at the chat. Is he here? Is he in here?
Oh yeah, your food take.
I got a food take. It says he's here. Wait. Yeah, it says he's here. Maybe he's not paying attention, but anyways, I'm gonna drop a food take in the chat. Now, I think this is technically a chain. I don't know how widespread this place is, if Corey is aware of this place or not. I feel like it's probably widespread. But I went to a fast food place that I haven't been to in a long time because a lot of them have closed down. Went there yesterday. There's none near me. I was all the way out in Brunswick, not Swenson's. No. I went for the first time in a while, and you know what? It absolutely slapped. Steak and Shake.
No, I was not going to guess
I just dropped it. Yeah. Do you have Steak and Shake out there? I don't know how widespread it is.
I think it's Middle East or Midi. I think it's in the Middle East.
Yeah. It's in the Middle East.
I think it's near Gaza, right?
Yeah, Steak and Shake. They've all the ones by me closed. So the one that I went to was all the way out in Brunswick, but it's legit. It's like a typical, I would say, like old fashioned, like almost like a 50s style diner, like milkshakes, steak burgers, some French fries. I got a fry and a cheeseburger, and that thing slapped. That was an amazing burger. So shout out to Steak and Shake. Wish that they hadn't gone out of business basically everywhere, because there used to be ones closer to me. But let's go. I think that's the one, Jared. I think that's the Steak and Shake that I was at. It was right out in Brunswick.
I've
Steak
had
and Shake's
In-N-Out.
a dub. Yeah, I like. What do you think of In-N-Out?
I think it's pretty mediocre. Like, I think it's one of those things that if I didn't hear the reviews about it, I would think it's good. But when you hear other people talk about it, you're expecting it to be like this whole nother level of like fast food. And then you have it and you're like, well, this was an unattainable level.
It's still fast food. Don't let anyone mislead you. It's still going to be a fast food burger, but I do think it's a solid burger. They don't have it in Ohio. I had it when I was in LA. I know it's a West Coast thing, but it's, it's good. It's a good fast food burger.
I do like Five Guys. Five Guys is good.
Yeah. It's expensive, though.
It's almost to the point where it's not in fast food, because I feel like fast food has to have some level of price to it,
Yeah. Should be cheaper.
Except now even like Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks coffees are like $5 to $7.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What was that? That was the most unexpected dunk I think I've ever seen. I was thinking about burgers. I was on my Brad vibe, thinking about cheeseburgers, and Max Strus just Blake Griffin's it. I don't even think he touched the rim. I need to see like an above the rim angle. I think he just threw that in. Oh my God. That was crazy.
All right, guys, this has been a good stream.
The bench is in shock.
I'm in shock.
I need to see more replays of that. I'm telling you, the last time I was that shocked by a dunk was when Colin Sexton dunked on Wendell Carter Jr.
Oh my
'Cause
god, that was hype.
at no point in that play, even when Sexton was 4 feet in the air, did I think he was gonna dunk that ball. And that's how I felt about the Strus dunk right there. I didn't think he was gonna dunk that at any point until he threw it in.
One more time.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
Love
Well,
a heat check 3 after a poster dunk. You don't see that very often.
it's like it's got to go in after that.
You don't see that very often.
I would have rather it been a heat check, another posterize it. Oh my god, dude!
Yeah.
Don't even tell
he get
me
hit in the
Garland got
face
hit in the
again.
face.
Oh my god. Brad has taken notice.
Why does it sound like Brad's so close to the mic?
Oh,
Sounded like he was like, Darius got hit twice in the face last night. It's like Brad's
Brad's gonna have to step in if they keep hitting Darius.
I hate to be the enforcer of the broadcast team, but
Oh,
yep, that's the
always
problem,
finds a way to
Brad.
get him.
Brad's reasoning for why Darius got hit in the face. His feet weren't set correctly.
Jarrett needs 3 reasons why you like Culver's, and you have to cite sources. You need to cite your reasonings. I haven't had Culver's yet, so I
haven't
actually
had
don't know.
Culver's
But
either.
yeah, give me 3 reasons why you like it. I don't know if I can find 3 reasons why I like any fast food place.
I truly don't love fast food at all.
Mm.
It's in dire
we were
straits.
just talking about it. I think it was a solo stream. I don't remember if Jackson was here, but let's see what happens here. I just knew that was not going in.
What, when he
Never
went
felt more
opposite
confident.
hand for no reason?
He said left hand, right hand. Even Karras didn't know which one he was shooting with. But yeah, listen, man, I've seen Karras miss that layup more often than I think I've seen him make it. So I wasn't quite surprised that he left that one hanging.
Seems like the
great
main
camera
sell
work.
for Karras right now is that he's an expiring. More so than that he's
That's the sell.
not
But
even
yeah,
a bonus if he can help you out.
No. I mean, if you're trying to play capture the flag, you can get you there, and then you don't have to pay him the next year.
What a win!
But yeah, fast food. When you stop eating it and then you try to eat it again for the first time, you realize how bad it is for you. It's one of those things you have to consistently eat it to not realize how bad it is.
If
Man.
you haven't in a long time, maybe set up like a block of time afterwards for like some downtime.
Yeah. It's okay. I eat fast food consistently enough to where I can handle it still, but definitely
Didn't
not
you
as
just
much
say
as
you're
I
not a
used to.
big fast food guy?
The thing is, I'll eat Chick-fil-A every once in a while, and that's like, it's fast food. It's definitely not good for you, but it's not like as bad as Burger King, for example.
But you rule.
It's true. The thing is, I try to eat healthy, but I'm also lazy, so I'm always going to end up getting a cheeseburger one or the other throughout the week.
Wow. Tony, I'm a little disappointed in you.
Speaking
I
of
did used to
disappointment,
like Popeyes.
Karis LeVert over 7, I believe.
Speaking of
according
not
to
shocking,
Tiki, not
Karis
shocking,
LeVert,
yeah.
0 for 7.
Demo, I don't get the grilled chicken. I get that fried chicken from Chick-fil-A.
I'm not going there for grilled chicken. It's like the people who go to McDonald's for a salad. It's like, just commit. You're already there. And I hate to break it to you, it's not that healthy.
Yeah, those salads actually, depending on what you put on them, they'll surprise you.
It's like if you don't put water dressing on it, then you're gonna just be drenched in like ranch. I heard Wendy's had good salads.
I'm gonna be completely real. I don't think I've ever gotten a salad at a fast food place.
Salads aren't gotten salads from like a salad place.
Yeah,
like one of those salad chains where you like make your own salad.
I've gotten the salads at Panera, but Panera's like, it's good food and all, but God, those prices are wild. It's like $7 for a salad. And I'm like, it's literally they don't even put anything extra on it, really. It's just salad
Just a
and
garden salad.
Caesar. Yeah, I'm like, God, I could buy a bag of this for like $3. It's
How would you like
crazy.
lettuce for $7?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I would get Panera more often if it wasn't so expensive.
Or if you needed something to like stick to like two things together, that freaking mac and cheese is Elmer's glue.
Oh, I've actually never had their mac and cheese.
If you've ever licked Elmer's glue,
Oh.
you're having a
I've
similar.
I've gotten the experience. Olive
Yep.
Garden salad is pretty fire. Alright, that's a
Oh
great
my
pick right
god.
there. That salad and breadsticks, you don't even have to order food. Just show
I've
up, get the
never been to Olive Garden.
whoa. It's good. It's solid. I mean, it's like the Red Lobster of Italian food. It's like fake fancy, if you know what I mean, but still good. Tony, how pissed are you that political dude, Vivek Ramaswamy? I mean, I'm not that pissed because I'm
Wow,
not
he
gonna
drops the correct
name drop
pronunciation.
and the pronunciation. No, I mean it is what it is. I don't like that guy. I think it's a little goofy that that moon dog that someone representing a dog would honor a hateful person. I don't think dogs would do that. Dogs are too pure soul. But we won't talk about politics on the stream. But yeah, it is
So
what it
let's talk
is.
about those tariffs, though.
Yeah,
Now that we've
let's talk
opened the
about
window,
talk about these, the price of eggs, man. Jeez.
I mean, Mexico and Canada got a delay on the tariffs. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's bring it down. No, yeah, they gave him Mark Price's number. It was goofy,
You know,
but
I think Mark was pretty pumped about that, though. If we
he
may
might have
speak our
been.
truth.
Who is this performing?
DMC Rock.
All right, shout out to Detroit. But yeah, Cavs so far, it doesn't feel like they've played a particularly great game, but everyone's been decent to good. Um, other than Karis LeVert, no shade, just calling it what it is. He hasn't been very good. But they're still up what 9. So Max
Oh,
Strus had that
shit.
crazy poster trade deadline talk. Um, so yeah, really the trade deadline for me, it comes down to Cam Johnson and DeAndre Hunter. I don't really, there's no one else. If anyone in the chat or if Corey has any other name that interests you, it's just those two guys to me.
I I haven't done like the trade to like
Mm,
have the numbers match up, but
yeah.
dream scenario, I would really like Denny Advia for this
Okay.
Cavs team.
I feel like
I
now they
think
might not let him go.
no, they won't, and that's why
Mm,
I'm like, but I'm like the
yeah.
Blazers kind of suck, so it's like I know they traded for him though, but it's somewhere with
Mm,
that skill set, which would be basically DeAndre Hunter. I think in a vacuum, I think that he's closer to Advia. I think Cam Johnson though is still my number one. It's just like you hear the same names being thrown around, and then you're like, is there some? You just kind of look at other rosters like for what could make sense, and that was something that kind of stood out to me. But unlikely.
yeah.
Corey Kispert, I feel like, has been kicked around so long, and it's like Corey Kispert is so one dimensional to me that I feel like in a playoff series, let's say Corey Kispert's like 0 for 5
Basically
from
Sam
three.
Merrill.
What am I gonna do with Corey Kispert?
Yeah. He's he's too Sam Merrill to me. I'm not exactly sure how tall he is. He's probably a little. Does anyone
I
know how
think he's like
tall Corey
six
Kispert is?
six.
He's a little taller than Merrill because Merrill's 6'5". To me, you need a guy who can play the 3 or the 4. So Kispert could work. It depends on what you have to give up for him. I'm not
Six
as high
six.
on him. Okay, 6'6". So I mean, he's an option. He's out there. Obi Toppin to me is bordering too much on it being a lateral move. That kind of feels like you're just shaking it up to shake it up. It depends on who you give up again. If you're giving up Niang for Toppin, sign me up. If it's Levert and our pick, then probably not. The problem with Toppin is everyone looks at it and says, "Oh, he shoots what around 40% from 3. Like he's a pretty good shooter." The
We
problem
got some
is,
breaking news.
oh no, the problem is no one guards him. What's the? Oh, wait, is this true?
I'm looking to see if it has
No Shams tweet. Unless it could
no.
have been broken by Stein. Are we getting baited by the Fear the Sword group chat?
I see something. that says the Golden State locker room has been closed now during open media time. Steve Kerr is
Oh,
addressing the team. Players that were on the floor were brought back into the locker room.
okay. So I think Mike is speculating on who it's going to be, but clearly something's going on in Golden State. Mike from Fear the Sword says the Heat are sending Jimmy to Golden State. That's not confirmed, but I believe his speculation, and it sounds like something's going on. It's not going to be KD because KD said he doesn't want to go to
No,
Golden
I don't
State
think it's going to be KD.
unless he just had a complete change of heart in the last hour and a half. That just happened
That would
really
be
recently.
wild.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll have to keep an eye on this.
I see someone on Twitter said, "We may or may not have tried to trade you. We may have failed, but we still totally believe in what we have here. We also still might trade some of you."
Yes. I don't know if Jimmy. Well, honestly, I think I don't know if anything's going to save the Warriors. I think it might be too late for them. Jimmy Butler. I just don't know. I don't know if that's the guy. Like, if they give up Kaminga for Jimmy Butler, if I was a Warriors fan, I'd be pretty upset because even though Kaminga has seemingly stalled a little bit, I wouldn't want to give up any of your potentially, young prospects who could potentially develop into something for Jimmy Butler, who's pretty. Oh! It's happened. Jimmy Butler.
Oh,
Okay.
what?
Oh, all right. You know what? I don't completely hate it. It's Jimmy Butler to Golden State for Andrew Wiggins, Dennis Schroeder, Kyle Anderson, and a protected first round pick.
Wow, Schroeder lasted
I
coffee.
yeah, Schroeder was there for a second. Can I be honest? Initial reaction, unless Jimmy Butler was really hiding his power level in Miami the last year or so, I don't know how much this really moves the needle for Golden State. I mean, you're
Mm.
losing Schroeder, Kyle Anderson, and Andrew Wiggins. I don't know if this doesn't. I don't think this really moves it at all. Maybe Jimmy's hiding his power level and he's still, all-star, all NBA caliber player when he wants to be. But at least they held on to Kaminga and Moody.
I think that's possible just because of the way Jimmy's contract is structured, where he can just opt out. I
Mm.
think if Jimmy had more years on it, they probably could have swung for Kaminga. But I mean, the only piece I think of value they really lost there was Wiggins. Because Kyle
Mm.
Anderson didn't really play for them, I feel like, down the stretch, and Schroeder
Mm.
hasn't really hit for them the way that they wanted to.
They pivoted off of that real quick.
They're like, turns out those net stats were a little hollow.
Yeah. Turns out Dennis Schroeder did not magically become one of the most efficient players in the league. Who could have guessed? We didn't have much of a sample size on him before this, but no.
Kyle Anderson
So
would
he's
be a
going
nice
to,
player for the Cavs.
yeah. No, really. Kyle Anderson would be like a better Niang in all honesty. He's like Niang without all the huge flaws.
But I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think Kyle Anderson's a strong 3-point shooter.
No. Niang's a much better shooter, but at least Kyle Anderson, despite being, unathletic by NBA standards, he can hold his own somewhat on defense. Good passer, solid rebounder. But yeah, I mean, Miami picking up Wiggins, Schroeder, Kyle Anderson in a first round pick. Don't see them really doing much with that in the long term. But considering how bad it got with Jimmy Butler, it's not a horrible package. You get a first round pick. I'd like to see what year this is, and it's a protected first round pick, so I'd like to see that. But not a horrible job for Miami, considering how you're pretty much forced to trade him within
I
the
mean,
next
yeah,
12 hours.
I 10 times out of 10 would take that trade over being forced to take Bradley Beal.
Yeah, exactly. And so, yeah, I wonder what happens with Kevin Durant now. Is Phoenix just stuck with the group they have?
I forget who I saw. Oh, I thought the Heat were also supposed to be one of those Durant teams.
Yeah. Yeah, so what's going to happen? I don't know if who's
Maybe
Phoenix
they
going
find
to
a way
move.
for it to turn into a 3-team trade.
Yeah, maybe. Cuz I don't know. I mean, I guess the Thunder theoretically still have the assets to go get Kevin Durant if they want him, but I don't know if they would make that move.
I
I
think
personally
Durant
wouldn't
is
really like it.
just so like up. It really is up to Durant, even though he doesn't have the no
Mm,
trade clause. Like they're not going to
yeah.
just trade him to somewhere just because. I don't think the owner wants to do that either.
Mm, yeah. So
It should be a
it's been an interesting deadline to say the least.
definitely
De'Aaron
the most
Fox made his debut
star-studded.
for San Antonio just now. Actually, same time as the Cavs game started. A lot of action.
And the Cavs are gonna get Cam Johnson. I mean, what a dub.
We hope so. Cam Johnson or DeAndre Hunter. Who do you guys in the chat? Would you rather have Cam Johnson or DeAndre Hunter?
Price included in that, not just
Yeah.
player on its own.
Hmm.
There, someone put up the Eric Bledsoe "I don't want to be here" tweet. It says Jimmy Butler in about a week with
Yeah.
Draymond.
I think Hunter would probably be a little bit cheaper, but I also I've been a little consistent with this take. I don't think the Cavs can afford Cam Johnson. I don't think Brooklyn is going to sell him to the Cavs at that price. Um, Jackson disagrees with me. He feels a little more optimistic. I really don't think the Cavs are going to be able to get him. Maybe I'll pleasantly be wrong on that, but I just don't think I don't think Brooklyn has any incentive to take what we could offer.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Music, I think you'd have to give up probably Levert and then either Tyson or the first round pick, if not both Tyson and the first round pick. And while that is a risk, if you can't get Cam Johnson, in all honesty, I'm getting DeAndre Hunter with that package. Because again, I think this is your shot if you're the Cavs. You don't know what's going to happen next year. You don't know if Boston makes a move, if OKC continues to get better, if another team emerges as a clear favorite. Right now, you know you're in the mix, and you have one major gap in your roster that you've had for 3 years now. You have an opportunity to get a quality wing. I know DeAndre Hunter, it's a mixed bag. I'd feel less confident going for him than Cam Johnson because I feel a little more sure of who Cam Johnson is. Whereas DeAndre Hunter, maybe he reverts back to the player he was the last couple seasons. But for me, I think what encourages me is that DeAndre Hunter, if he ends up on a title contending team in this role that he would have with the Cavs, I think he'd be a little more motivated to be that, the guy who does all the little things, the rebounding, the buying in defensively, spacing the floor. Like, I think simplifying the role and giving him those incentives of I'm no longer on a play-in team, I'm on a team that win the title, mixed in with the Cavs chemistry that they've had this year, I could see it really working out. It's a risk, of course, but I could see it working out.
Yeah, I feel like if I'm going off of Dr. Manhattan's, would you want to package Okoro or no? I think if the Cavs packaged Okoro, that would mean that they're probably getting like Larry Nance back as well with Hunter. I think the salaries would not work as well because Tyson is so minimal of a contract.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, like just for the thought exercise, if let's say it had to be Levert and either Tyson or Okoro, who would you rather the Cavs part with?
Can you give that to me again?
If it's like for Hunter, but the Cavs have to decide between packaging Levert with either Okoro or Tyson, who would you rather them send?
Ooh. The thing
It kind
is,
of just shows where
Okoro,
you think their trajectories are. Not necessarily
yeah.
like the player there are now. Like, who do you think still has the higher ceiling?
It's tough. You want to say it's Tyson because obviously he's the younger prospect, but I still really believe in Okoro as a prospect. And he's honestly, I want to check their ages real quick. I actually think that the age gap probably isn't even as big as you'd think. So I'd probably lean towards giving up Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
But you could talk me either way. I'm the biggest Okoro fan in the world, so that's part of the problem. But
Oh wow,
I think
JB
Okoro just
gets more stallions. Lindy
yeah.
Waters and Josh Richardson.
Hell yeah. Okoro is just so good on defense, and he's made
Mm-hmm.
a genuine leap on as a 3-point shooter. It hasn't fully clicked into place, but I would still try to keep Okoro if I could.
Has there ever been players that have been involved in the same trade more times than Josh Richardson and Jimmy Butler?
Yeah, someone's got to count this, keep track of this.
This guy looks like he's hating that he's interviewed right now. I wonder if like the assistant coach is like, oh dear God, please don't ask me Serena as they walk by.
Yeah, they almost always get one of the assistant coaches.
It's been Damari Carroll a decent amount of the time.
Mm. What's up, Cleveland Cavaliers? Dr. Manhattan, Okoro and Levert for Cam Johnson and Day'Ron Sharp. Honestly, because you're addressing, you're kind of getting two birds with, well, I guess you're getting two birds with two stones. You are trading two players. That metaphor was a bad decision, but because you're getting a starting wing and a backup big, I do it. But again, I think Brooklyn probably isn't that interested in what we have to offer. I'd imagine there's other teams that are going to offer something for Cam Johnson, and if they don't, just keep Cam Johnson. I don't know if you want a Okoro and Levert. Do you need him that badly? I don't know.
I think Cam Johnson's value will not decline really in time.
Like it's gonna stay the same unless he gets seriously injured.
True. But he's not Dean Wade, so
it's true. All right, come on, Harris. Get that.
I really thought I was going to pivot out of bounds.
You're going to see all the Cavs pass Karis LeVert the ball now because they're trying to get his value up.
Oh, dude, it's because he's such a good team guy.
Keep shooting, Karis. All right, good spin from Allen.
Put it in reverse, Tear. 2.9 million viewed the Jimmy tweet. That's crazy.
I wonder if that'll be the last big move of the deadline.
I still feel like there's going to be one that we just don't know about.
Dang, I didn't realize Mobley had 20 points at the half. He's on pace for 40.
That Struce dunk really just
stole everything.
Yeah, Mobley had a good game. But you see that Struce dunk followed by that awesome heat check airball 3?
Yeah. All right, I've enjoyed Cleveland Cavaliers basketball tonight, something that I couldn't say for basically all of last night. Oh, Butler has agreed to a 2-year extension.
Oh, wow.
With Golden State. So I'm assuming they probably got it. They probably agreed to that before making the trade. I'd imagine that was one of the last dominoes they needed to fall.
That's kind of crazy. I kind of thought that compensation package now is worse to me than it was like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Because I kind of thought they were willingly knowing they're taking the risk.
Yeah. Now they're all in on Jimmy Butler being the missing piece here.
For sure. For sure. So the Warriors are like, man, we really don't have a lot of flexibility. How can we make it so we have less flexibility?
They were finally getting off that bad Andrew Wiggins contract, and they said, you know what? We're really missing overpaying for someone on the wing right now. Can we overpay for anybody else?
It's the Tobias Funke meme. It doesn't work for them, but it might work for us.
Mobley. Oh, jump ball. Double block. Same possession.
What percent of you thought when it said that the Lakers asked a mystery team that said no, that it was the Cavs for Mobley?
I wondered about it. Definitely wondered because there's only so many young stars who, I mean, even that's ridiculous. Trading Luka for Mobley, as much as I love Evan Mobley,
I would assume it's more than that. But
yeah, you'd assume if you were, apparently it doesn't sound like he shopped Luka around the way that they should have. But Mobley would be one of the guys who you would call about at some point if you're the Mavs. But it doesn't sound like they did. And would you have done that deal, Mobley for Luka?
Yeah.
Yeah. Same. As much as I love Mobley. I mean, George just told me the Cavs weren't the mystery team. Yeah, it seems like the Cavs were not asked about that.
Jackson's been listening to our food podcast.
I would, yeah. I love Evan Mobley. I would take Luka Doncic. I'm sorry.
I feel like if the Cavs were actually ever offered Luca, they would be giving up like Garland and Mobley.
Yeah. Well, apparently not though. Apparently you don't have to give up much to get Luca.
No, but apparently if
With
you're
that
Nico
cap.
and you're really
Yeah.
into one player, you just have to be lucky to have said player.
Mm. All right, 10-point lead for the Cavs. Open three for Hardaway. He's got it going tonight.
Usually it's Malik Beasley that kills us.
Cavs shooting 9 of 21 from the 3-point line. They shot
I agree.
28% against Boston, so this is better.
I really just was wondering, like, I saw conflicting reports about the mystery team that they like
Mm.
had surface talks with, and it really could only have been like Milwaukee to me. But then I'm like, obviously, as a Cavs fan, I'm like, and they say that whole thing about wanting to pair up the bigs. So I was like,
Yeah. Yeah, that was the thing that made me wonder if it was the Cavs when they mentioned that he saw he saw Frobley. He wanted to get a Frobley of his own.
he's like, how do I get some of that? Daniel Gafford's pretty much Jared Allen.
But yeah, I think I never saw if it was confirmed, but I did see whether it's true or not that they did talk about adding Giannis, and Milwaukee basically just hung up the phone because yeah, I mean, listen, I think Giannis is a better player than Luka, but at that point, what do you like? You don't trade those players in the NBA.
Mhm.
You just don't make a trade like that. That's just a silly trade to make.
And like Giannis isn't old enough to where it resets like the
Yeah.
timeline for
Mm,
like you're not doing any of that as the Bucks by getting Luca.
yeah. Like you're
Like
not
you're
trading
still
LeBron for Kobe in 2009.
yeah.
You're not, why? Why are you trading these players? You're supposed to keep these players for as long as you possibly can.
It's not like 2K where you're like, I'm kind of bored of playing with Luca.
Yeah.
Let me try someone different.
Kuzma is a moron. Yeah, that's kind of like a non move to me. Unless Kuzma magically becomes some shade of the player he was in LA, it's not going to matter much. Granted, Chris Middleton double ankle surgery in the summer. He's what 32 years old. I guess it's a good move for Milwaukee just to get off of that because I don't know what the hell. What else could you have gotten for Chris Middleton? I guess taking a chance on Kuzma was probably one of your better options. So I don't hate it from that perspective, but I
Oh
don't
my
see it
god.
working out that well.
Third time's the charm, boys.
Yeah, I was just about to
Oh!
say, hey, you called it. Dennis Schroeder's headed to Utah. Kyle Anderson to Toronto. What is every team in the NBA involved in this trade? Is this a 6-team trade?
Where are you getting these
Isn't
from Shams?
yeah? Isn't Detroit also involved? So that's Golden State, Detroit, Toronto, and Utah. It's a 4-team trade.
Dude, you know if there's a trade, Danny Ainge is like itching to be a part of it.
He's picking up a couple second round picks for sure. So he's picking up
I
Dennis
saw
Schroeder.
it. Did you see with that that Luca trade that Ainge had no idea that that was like that he was part of the
Yeah,
Luca trade when he did
he
that?
just wanted the picks.
And then someone was like, I bet if Ainge knew that, he would have just never helped whatsoever, being like, well, why aren't we getting Luca? I'll offer you
Man,
John Collins.
hashtag free Colin Sexton. Now he's playing behind Dennis Schroeder. Our boy can't catch a break.
Dude, what is with Utah's gonna have the biggest collection of 6-man mentality guards out there?
Jordan Clark, Colin Sexton, Dennis Schroeder. They just keep piling on. Am I missing someone too? I feel like they have another guy.
Uh they have Isaiah Collier, but
Yeah, love that pick for them. I feel like there's even more. I don't. Oh, and they play the Warriors today.
the Jazz?
Yeah, Dennis
Wow,
Schroeder
this
revenge game. He's already there.
why Kyle Anderson to Toronto? Why? What is Toronto getting out of that? They have so many
Are they gonna,
power forwards.
are they gonna ship Kelly Olynyk?
Or Boucher.
I'll take Boucher. I will not take Kelly Olynyk. I'm too emotional about what happened to Kevin still. Yeah, they Detroit keeps going on these little mini runs to make it a game again. We'll see if the Cavs can counterpunch. Okay, underhanded shot, blindfolded from the free throw line. In all honesty, could be much
Moonbot
worse
does
for
that
this
in
guy.
his sleep, dude.
It could be much worse for this guy.
Vivek's biggest fan does that on a nightly basis.
It's true. This is arguably easier than a half court shot. Oh, he got it.
Oh,
Too high. Does he get multiple attempts? Okay.
how many do you get?
I don't know.
Oh, dude, can you like let him know if
He's failing that shot clock. Uh-oh. I don't think it's going in.
Oh my god.
Who has a better percentage at the free throw line, this guy or Tristan Thompson? Let him shoot
Thompson
100
before he
before he switch hands.
switched his hands, yeah.
It's gonna be a tight one. Let them shoot 100, and honestly, it's anybody's game.
I remember that's how you knew the Cavs were in the state they were in when the big offseason news one season was that Tristan Thompson changed his free throw shooting hand.
Yep.
Where it was like, guys, he's new. He's better than ever. He switched hands.
No difference in this.
I
I don't
remember
remember actually if it improved or not after.
I think it did because it was really bad.
Not by much. Yeah, it went from really, really bad to just bad.
I remember when Bill Simmons used to be like on Grantland with Jalen Rose. They did their NBA preview. That was literally the headline they talked about. They're like, "Did you know Tristan Thompson switched his free throw shooting hand?"
Another player included in the deal, PJ Tucker, back to Miami. A reunion for PJ Tucker. I can't even keep track of what just happened. There's 20 players that moved, 4 teams that have zero chance of being a contender. So I don't even know if I care about any of this.
Do you think PJ Tucker got to unload his bags before in Utah?
PJ Tucker just found out he's still in the league. He said, "Wait a second, what?"
PJ Tucker was just
traded
traded like a week ago.
Oh yeah. Honestly, I can't remember the last time I saw PJ Tucker on an NBA court.
I don't know, man. Hypothetical PJ Tucker, game changer.
Get him and Robert Covington. See if Danny
Luka.
Green's interested in making an NBA comeback. Yeah, it's easy to get him mixed up.
You put 77 on Niang's jersey and watch their tape side by side. It's a little hard to tell.
Did Tucker say he's retiring? I think I saw that.
I thought he said that 2 seasons ago when he stopped playing.
Max Strus has done a great job against Cade again. See the Cade stopper?
If you were on grades,
Max Strus A+. Actually, he's had a pretty good game just from that poster that we saw.
That's guaranteed to be in my grades.
It's got to be. Jackson, did you see the Max Strus dunk? What a highlight!
It was good if you like good dunks.
It was one of the better dunks of the night.
You have to say like in a monotone. It was that was terrible. Allen has had 2 awful passes in back-to-back games.
I don't know what he was doing right there. Trying to figure out what I missed, but you guys aren't that helpful. You missed the first and second quarter, Jackson.
I don't know how I can explain. You ever imagine what Jesus Christ would look like if he dunked?
Mm-hmm.
Think of the Jordan dunk from the free throw line, but like more as shocking. And with hair.
I did clip it, Jackson.
Oh my God, dude.
Darius is still on the floor. Oh, man.
Can there, like, you know how there's like
Someone make sure he's alive?
Conspiracy?
Yeah.
I think there's a conspiracy that the refs are told don't call fouls when Darius Garland is hit in the face.
He's never gotten a foul. Let's see what happened.
Dude, his nose
I know it's hard to tell.
Eating.
Yeah. I was going to say, it's hard to tell if he flopped because he's been hitting that same spot 3 times in the last 2 days. So even just does Cade Cunningham have a hard forehead? He might. Maybe he whacked him right there.
And
Jackson, you're putting bad energy on Garland by repeating. You're manifesting this.
The Pistons dancers. Like, I think correct me if I'm wrong, but if I was Darius Garland, after like maybe the fourth time of getting hit in the face in my career, I'd probably just proactively wear the mask.
Yeah. From here on out. Have you seen the Instagram videos of this guy who dances to this song?
No.
It's like their whole thing. He just shows up at random places. There's the video of him. They're driving on like just some random like main road, and he's on the back of the car in a coffin. And this song starts playing, and he rises out of the coffin while they're driving, and he just starts dancing on the back of the truck. There's videos of him like coming out of they had like a stove outside, just outside, and people are cooking, and he comes out of the oven. And you're like, what? Best Instagram page out there, and it's always this song.
I agree with you, Jared. These girls seem like they're talented.
I was half expecting him to pop out somewhere when I heard this song.
I have not seen that. Is it this dance?
Not this dance. No, he has a very here. Let me share it with the chat. I don't know what to type in. Guy dancing out of coffin.
Squabble up. Let's go.
Let's go. Here we go, guys. You got it.
So, Music, you're saying you wouldn't travel to meet one of them in Detroit? I think we all know you're lying.
Hey, there's the video for everyone. Famous, yeah. I can remember his at. There's the dunk.
There you go, Jackson. Hopefully you didn't miss it by scolding me in the chat.
Hopefully he wasn't watching the guy dancing from the coffin when that happened. Darius Garland did not check back into the game.
I'm watching your video.
It's an incredible video. I love their commitment to having him pop up in the least expected places. I saw one where it was like a school prep rally at like a high school, and there's just a body bag at half court, and he comes out of the body bag, and they always have like those little flares, like the smoke bombs.
Yeah.
It's always so good.
I think the title of the YouTube video is funnier than the actual video. Guy dancing out of coffin.
Yeah.
God, how did they come up with that stuff?
SEO is undefeated. All right, looks like Cavs in the zone.
So easy backdoor bucket incoming.
And the Pistons beat a 2-3 zone. Yes, they can. Wide open corner three. The problem with the zone is Niang cannot cover ground. So that's
if you have to run the
problem.
Zone when Niang is out there, and only really when Niang is out there, doesn't that tell you that there's something wrong?
You just can't cover that ground. Like, it's not even.
Oh, Luka.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Destroyed that off the backboard. Allen, good offensive rebound. Uh-oh. Whoa. I think he was trying to bounce that off his leg out of bounds. Pistons might take the lead, guys. Nope. All right. Cavs got to wake up a little bit. They've been in the lead for basically this entire game, but Detroit has clawed back, only down by 1. And momentum is a very real thing. Cavs right now, if they respond in the next 4 minutes and extend this lead back to 8 or 10 points heading into the fourth, you'd feel good. But if Detroit manages to actually like officially get a pump and reclaim the lead, you might be in a dogfight in the fourth quarter. Niang is much better in man. That's kind of, I mean, it's true, but how much better is he? Yeah, how much better is he in man? He's good in man as long as his man doesn't have the ball, and they're not going at him. Actually, it's kind of the opposite though. He's actually better on ball in man than off ball.
Yes.
But he's still horrific in man defense as well. First time he's missed a floater tonight by my count.
I think it was this season.
Well, the thing, Jackson, there is that it's easier to cover for Niang in man. He's not necessarily better in man. It's just you can cover for him easier. He's not the only bad defender in the league, but he's one of the worst. Kenny might use his challenge here.
Dude, great showing for Craig in his 5 minutes of in-game time.
Yeah. Kenny looked angry right there.
His sideburns were flying. Jackson woke up just in a bad mood today.
Kenny Atkinson trusting Craig Porter Jr. on the replay signal. Let's see if he has earned that trust or if he's going to maintain it. I would say from that angle, it looks like ball, but it's hard to tell. Brad feels confident, so I'm going to trust Brad. Look at that record right there, 23-13 in challenges.
The fact that Brad agreed with it makes me not feel that pumped.
Yeah, I know. Kenny does seem like he's avoided the emotional challenges more often than not, which is, I would say, the correct way to approach your replay reviews. He tends to trust his players and the people working the replays behind him on the bench.
Yeah, you see a lot of cases where the staff kind of, even though the players after every play do the...
Yeah. It's good that Kenny... It basically, for Kenny, literally comes down to, do I think I'm going to win this challenge? It really doesn't even matter time and situation. Like, there's a play in the first quarter that he thinks he can win the challenge, he takes it. Or whereas sometimes, like, some coaches will use their challenge only if it's a situation where it's like, oh, we really don't want that guy to pick up his fourth foul or something like that. Or, oh, we really need this one to go our way. And it's like an emotional one. Kenny, for the most part, not perfectly, but for the most part, just straight up comes down to whether or not he thinks he's going to win it. And that's why he's 23. Going to be the right angle. We didn't get the slow-mo. I think he hit ball.
I'm wondering about that hand, his left hand on Craig. I feel like it was kind of a little on Cade's hip. I'm wondering if that's where they're going to keep it. But I also, I feel like with the fake affinity, we think that I'll wait. It seems like it's coming.
I think it might go our way because they're trying to figure out like possession, maybe.
Dude, this guy's ripped.
He is. Hey, Kenny, 24-13. The crowd is not happy.
That dude definitely chose like a size smaller of a shirt than he needed.
Dude was ripped.
Dude, that guy had veins popping. Either that dude's severely dehydrated or he is swole. Get Niang on that diet, dude.
Yeah, the official shouldn't be the 9th most athletic player on the court. The officials are usually in good shape, though. Not ripped like that, but they got to be in good shape.
Cardio.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure everyone knows I'm not disrespecting the officiating crew. You don't really see any out of shape officials.
It kind of astounds me that like people like Tony Brothers are able to still ref just from the amount of cardio that's required.
The miles that he's picked up.
Dude, 16-7 on the turnovers.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
it right there.
Okay.
See, Niang wins when people try to body him up. So that's the one thing that I'll give him a lot of credit for. For some reason, players still try to put their body into him.
That's what I was going to say. The fact that the tape hasn't clearly shown teams like just step around.
Whoa.
I did not like that at all. Oh,
A
Toby.
little awkward right there.
That was like the Garland pump fake where he lifts his leg up.
On the floor.
And there's Niang.
Yeah, I don't know. I know George was thinking of maybe making the extra pass, but probably just needed to pull that one.
George is like, let me relocate. I know I'm completely open, but let me just reset real quick.
Give me 1 second.
Oh, man.
All right, I had a candle burning. I just wanted to put an end to it. It smells enough in here now. Sun-drenched linen from Bath and Body. Great scent.
Wow, dude. Go off.
Highly
Between that and
recommend.
the tea, you're just such a zen guy.
Self-care day, you know. Got to do it.
Blonde Tony Pesta could never.
Got to set the mood for this Mobley 3. Shouldn't have put out the candle too early.
Yeah, that.
Hey,
dude,
man.
relight that candle, Tony. We had a lead until you blew it out.
I got to bring a different scent in. I got to light all the candles I have. You got to manifest
the Mr. Krabs circle.
Yeah. We're going to do a seance. This lineup has not done well, which I guess isn't a big surprise. It's a pretty brutal. Ooh,
I don't know why we do this to Mobley.
Yeah, it's tough. It's like,
why does Mobley get the scraps?
Garland. Yeah. This is like the lineups that Garland was running in 1 month after he broke his jaw. And people were like, what the hell's wrong with Darius Garland? Why does he suck now? Like, well, he's lost 15 pounds and he's running with Craig Porter Jr., Sam Merrill, and George Niang.
That's exactly what they're doing with Mobley.
Yeah. All right. Come on, Mobley.
Take him to town, son. Oh.
Dominate that. Nice. Oh. Way to get to the free throw line, though. Like Mobley being aggressive with a switch on him.
I appreciate also that they're giving Mobley reps as a hub, but could we give him a hub with more weapons to kind of use? Besides just catch and shoot threats and Craig?
And Craig, come on. you have to throw him under the bus like that. He had a 3 tonight. It wasn't a catch and shoot 3, though.
I was going to say. I can't believe they're getting Craig some hub minutes. Letting Craig be the hub for this offense.
Wonder if we'll get an update on Darius.
True.
I'm assuming he's still on the bench. I don't think he went back to the locker room or anything.
Tobias Harris did when I think you were off camera.
Oh. Nice. Some big shot blocking moments for Mobley. Honestly, this has been a pretty good game for Mobley.
I feel like Mobley's best minutes have come in these weird lineups, too.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's like they're throwing him out over the deep end and he's swimming.
And then when he has like adequate talent around him, he just kind of fades back into the background.
Helps that there's...
Oh.
I feel like he's really seen red when Paul Reed is on the floor.
Oh, please no. Oh, my God.
Turnovers. Yeah. Mobley dominates when there's no, traditional big man out there. He's good against the traditional bigs,
nice
too.
Fake.
Hey, catch and shoot player, Craig Porter, corner specialist. Let's go. Mobley's out there with 4 catch and shoot threats.
Oh, my God. Is that sunshine on Craig Porter Island? It's been so long. Craig Porter Island was like the main set of Lost.
Yeah, it really was. Craig Porter Jr., CPJ. All right, I'm opening this door for Apollo.
Apollo doesn't like the candle.
17 turnovers is egregious. I would love for them to clean that up a little bit.
Call me crazy, not a big fan of the turnovers.
17 turnovers in 3 quarters. It's not a winning formula. Kenny needs to do something about that. Ooh, it was really close. They got him. Yeah. To say he was really walking that tightrope. Bad turnover game for Jerome. I feel like he shot the ball pretty well, but I feel like he's got at least 3 turnovers. At least 3.
Dude. Was his
Yeah,
feet
definitely.
really on the ground, though?
It's hard to tell.
What if he was on his tippy toes?
Yeah, Jerome hits the replay review.
Kenny's like, I literally was right next to you. But the player's always right, so let's just check the review.
All right, Cavs, got to stop here. Go to the 4th with the lead.
Top 3 matchup.
Mobley wins this round.
Best pick of his draft and won that matchup, dude. Oh
Yep.
my god.
We're eating tonight. Yeah, that was it's been a good game for Mobley so far. And as we head to the 4th quarter, I want to say shout out to everyone in the chat. We got 11 people in here who are just visiting. That means you're not following us yet. If you're enjoying the show, please consider hitting that follow button. Follow Fear the Sword on Playback TV, playback.tv. We'd be really happy if you did. We do these Cavs live streams all the time. We watch other games as well. So, yeah, thanks for being here. Hit that follow button.
We haven't even gotten to Dune yet.
Haven't
That's
even
for
had any
subscribers only.
Yeah, that's for after the show when we go for 3 extra hours. Breaking
It's
down
for the pre and post game.
Check out some scores across the league real quick. San Antonio up by 7 going into the 4th quarter against Atlanta. Again, tonight was De'Aaron Fox's debut, so that'll be interesting to watch as him and Victor Wembanyama get some chemistry together. The new Milwaukee Bucks slamming the Hornets up by 17. Kuzma's not playing yet, but Grizzlies Raptors are in a tight game. The Jimmy Butler-less Miami Heat are up by 5 on Philly. No one cares about Wizards Nets. The Nets beat Houston yesterday, by the way. If anyone saw that, off a crazy game-winning shot. Timberwolves and the Bulls are in a 1-point game, and that's about it. So honestly, not a very exciting lineup here. But the Evan Al-Gaib, yes, the bro show. That is what they're calling Evan Mobley. The Evan Al-Gaib. He's had a great game. Does Evan Mobley go number 1 in a redraft? I'm biased, so I would lean Mobley, but Cade has been pretty phenomenal too. So I think it's those two, 1 and 2, no matter which way you cut it. I'd go Mobley just because the defense is so good. But Cade has really had a breakout season. He can give you a little bit of everything. But yeah, it's Mobley or Cade 1, 2. Who goes number 3?
Obviously, rookie of the year and best player in the draft, Scotty Barnes.
Scotty B. I'd have to look at the rest of the class real quick. Franz, maybe. Probably between Franz and Scotty. I'm missing someone big from that class.
Is that the Killian Hayes draft?
I don't think so. No. Sengun. I'll look up the class in a second to give everyone an update or a list. I feel like we've had this discussion before, but as I'm sure you've all learned by now, my memory sucks. So we could just keep having the same discussion.
Alperen Şengün.
Yeah. He would probably maybe
Jalen
he'd
Johnson.
go 3rd. I'd probably take Franz, honestly. Trey Murphy's in there too. Our boy Corey Kispert. Yeah, it's a good draft class.
Josh Primo was a shocking pick back then.
Turned out to be a very shocking player in general.
For all the non-basketball reasons.
2003 was a GOAT class.
Quentin Grimes.
He just got traded, right? Where did he just go? Why am I blanking?
Highland.
Who did they just trade Quentin Grimes for?
Dallas traded him to Um.
I'm blanking.
Oh yeah, Sixers.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, for Caleb
Thanks.
Martin. Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't love
thanks,
that
Chad.
move for them. Was it Cody Martin? I thought it was Caleb.
It's
There's so many
Caleb.
Martins.
Because Caleb
Too
was the
many
one that was
Martins
on the
in the
Heat,
NBA.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Caleb Martin. Yeah, there's Cody Martin, Caleb Martin, KJ Martin.
Damn, dude. This draft is wild, just to look back on it. It actually wasn't a terrible top 10. But then, like, 11 and 12 were Book Night and Primo back to back.
Book Night. I remember
Dude,
that.
I've gone to so many UConn games when Book Night was there. I never thought that dude was it whatsoever. I was always astounded that he was supposed to go in the top. I think it was truly like Kemba syndrome, where everyone's like, "Oh, guard that can play well for UConn, like carry the team." He couldn't though. They didn't make the tournament with Book Night ever. He was a bum. He sucked.
Let it out, Corey. Let it all out.
No offense.
Ty Jerome illegal screen. Another turnover right there.
If James Booknight's in the chat, sorry.
It's nothing personal, man.
It's like personal. I just called you a bum. When you're infinitely more accomplished in basketball than I'll ever be.
All right, my stream is choppy. Like, you're fine, but the game is really choppy for me. I'm gonna refresh real quick.
Okay. And then it became a solo pod. So we're gonna talk about James Booknight for the rest of the chat. So many Pistons are bumping knees today. Mobley out there with Jerome, Merrill, Craig, and Niang still. Oh! Oh my God. That's what Tony said. He was going to get some milk. I hope he comes back, but from past experiences, this is probably it for me. Oh, Tony, thank God. Your mic. Oh,
is it back?
Yeah, you're good now. Huh? Your mic is like going in and out on my end. Chat can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like going in and out for me. The chat was saying you wouldn't come back.
How does it sound now?
You're good.
Is it working yet? Okay. Yeah, it always takes a while when you first join the stage for some reason, but the chat didn't believe in me. Come on, guys. I would never let the chat down. Although I guess this is an awkward time to tell you that if it's not a close game with about 4 minutes left, I'm going to be leaving early to start the recap. Corey is in charge of the grades tonight. That means I'm doing the instant recap, and I'll peel the curtain back a little bit. Guess what? That instant recap, it gets written about 2 or 3 minutes before the game ends because that's how it comes out instantly. Otherwise, it would come out a little bit later. So, yeah, Jackson slacking. Of course, me and Corey got to pick up the slack here, as always.
Grinders till the end,
But no, unless it's a close game, which it very well might be with the way this is going, I will be abandoning the chat. But you have Corey here to hold it down.
I'm no Tony Pesta, but I try.
He has his own lane in the playback chat, and it's just as great, if not better. This is going to be a flagrant? Oh, Mobley really twisted his ankle there.
Yeah, Tony, sell it.
Flagrant 1. This dude just wants to show off those veins again. Look, and to make sure he's right in front of the camera.
He's like,
centered, both arms on the scorer's table.
He's like, all right, so I was thinking flagrant 2.
Wasn't even looking at the replay. He did a couple push-ups to get a pump in before he went on
the Terry Crews peck bounce.
Yeah. Oh, man. How do we get Evan Mobley on that diet?
Oh man. Oh, 0 for 1 free throw incoming.
Oh,
Yep.
oh. Is Kyle Anderson getting bought out? Music?
No, the Kyle Anderson, the trade fell through for Miami
Oh, what?
for Kyle Anderson going to
Yeah,
Toronto.
just that part of it. That's awkward.
Mobley, I say it every time. It just never ceases to not be true. It's 1 for 2 every time.
Ignore the percentages. It's always 1 for 2.
I swear to God, it always feels like in moments where you want it, 1 for 2.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like we've talked about this before on the stream, but the Cavs, it feels like they miss a lot of important free throws.
Yeah, it came up on in the stream, the game after we discussed it, where we looked up the ranking because it happened again.
Craig Porter Island. Hold on.
Is that sunlight?
Investors are starting to reconsider last second. Is there actually some valuable land here that could be built up in the future?
Musk's
3-3.
Doge department is saying bye, Craig.
Craig Porter Island is starting to lay down some foundations here. Sidestep 3-pointer.
The civilization that lives on Craig Porter Jr. Island is arriving.
They just found oil on Craig Porter Island.
We don't have to use the mills anymore.
Everyone left, and someone tapped into an oil reserve, and now it's about to be flooded with wealth. Cavs ball.
Craig Porter Jr. heard that Tony might leave the stream, so he decided to knock down some shots.
Man, look at what Evan Mobley has done with this lineup.
Now Karras is
Arlen still has not come back.
Who needs him? You got Craig.
Craig! Let's go! Craig Porter cannot be stopped. Who would have thought we'd be back to getting these calls?
Cue Brad to say that Craig Porter Jr. is the second best point guard in the league. But with Darius injured, you have to think that Craig's the number 1 point guard in the league.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Craig.
Oh.
That would have been.
Tony might have stroked out.
Yeah, I might have really had to leave early.
Tony's on his way to the hospital.
Yeah. That's the Craig I know. This is Summer League Craig. Jackson's a hater. We all know this.
Certified.
Whoa. Oh my God. LeVert falling down like a cartoon character was just the perfect culmination. Oh. All right, we're getting it's like Deion Waiters versus Tim Hardaway, but Craig Porter is filling the shoes.
Is this the Rising Stars game?
Karis LeVert slipped on a banana peel the previous possession.
Playing Mario Kart out there.
All time disaster from LeVert. Been a bad game for that guy.
Good thing it's right before the trade deadline. How timely.
Yeah.
Karis is like, actually, I like my Cleveland real estate. So
he's like, the chemistry is really good. I'd miss these guys if I got traded. I'm just going to make sure that I stay here a little longer.
Damn,
Lonzo got extended. My phone died, so now I'm not going to be able to see the Shams notifications.
The Chicago Bulls and Lonzo Ball agreed to a 2-year, $20 million extension.
Oh, 2-year, $20 million. They must have some faith in him being healthy. Yeah, good for him, honestly, because there was a minute there where I remember people were speculating if he'd even be able to return to the NBA.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to be right back.
Happy for Lonzo, for sure. Now he just needs to be on a good team. Hope BG wasn't here for that. I would hate for him to have heard that. So are the Pistons doing their own attempt at the Junkyard Dog chain with those Pistons chains right there? Miami beating Philly by 10 right now. Yeah, I know Joel Embiid isn't playing. That's not really a surprise, but looks like a Kyrie Irving jersey in the crowd. Yeah, I saw this. Steve Kerr left the meeting with his head down. I don't know. I mean, that trade again, I guess I'm going to save my final evaluation for that trade until I see what type of Jimmy Butler shows up to Golden State because this dude is known to dabble in dark magic. He has experimented with the dark arts. So, could he end up being much better than we've seen this year? Who knows? But I don't know why you're happy for me, Jackson. I don't know if this was a I don't know if this was a good move for Golden State, but I understand trying to take a swing. Oh, CPJ. Yeah, no, it's been a great CPJ game. I thought you were making a Warriors joke. Finn wasted zero time breaking the Jimmy Butler trade news to the Heat bench. And I love how Kevin Love's the first guy I'm seeing on screen.
Kevin's been a menace online
So
with like
funny.
his Instagram account.
DG back. No mask. Jackson, can you ask DG if he's ever considered just wearing the mask full time? Has anyone asked Garland about him being hit in the face all the time? I would love to hear his comments.
I couldn't have been like one of the people to think that first. I've been thinking for so long. It's like, how many times do you have to get hit?
Yeah, I mean, what this started like 3 years ago. Didn't it start the first Donovan Mitchell game, right?
Yeah.
And it's just, I swear to God, it's happened at least twice a week, every week of the NBA season since then.
Yeah.
Gary Trent Jr., he was Robert Oppenheimer for Darius Garland being hit in the face. Started an unavoidable chain of events.
What a reference by Tony. He's so historically knowledgeable.
Oh, man. Cavs. Niang, come on. You could have got there.
Yeah.
Niang chase down block would be up there with the most like unforeseeable events in NBA history.
Several trade suitors emerged for Lonzo Ball in recent days, but he and the Bulls have now reached a deal that keeps him in Chicago to 2026.
They said, play-in tournament, here we come. We're not giving up on the dream. Dr. Manhattan, how do the Cavs go from lit to shit? Right now, it's the depth that they're working with right now. You're getting some really questionable lineups out there.
Yeah, Miami's keeping Kyle Anderson for now. Sources say so. Wiggins, Tucker, and Anderson are in Miami.
That dream's dead. Although honestly, Kyle Anderson, I'd rather play him over Niang, but he wasn't exactly at the top of my list anyway.
I don't know if the Cleveland title hopes were one Kyle Anderson away.
Yeah. Does this mean they buy out Kevin Love? Because where you don't really even need Kevin Love on this roster at that point. And I don't know.
I'd be down.
Just noticing things. I would take Kevin Love back again. Honestly, he's worse than Kyle Anderson at this point in his career, but he can rebound the ball. That's the Cavs need at that stage of their bench. Once you get that deep into the bench, having a 6'10" guy who can rebound would be cool. Probably more playable than Tristan Thompson. Bar's low. The bar is low. But it's probably more playable than Tristan Thompson.
Yeah, that couldn't be great.
Yeah, man. I don't think the Cavs are going to make a move. We'll see. But me, Corey, and Jackson plan on doing another pod tomorrow shortly after the deadline. So we'll keep you guys updated on our thoughts with that. More so, I'm expecting that I don't think there's going to be a trade. And I think what we're going to end up doing in the next week or so is looking at all the buyout candidates and trying to talk ourselves into someone who was probably given up on by their team for a reason, but we're going to talk ourselves into this is going to be the buyout guy who actually makes a difference. It happens once every decade. PJ Tucker is like the one guy who did it. I think Boris Diaw was a buyout market guy for the Spurs. And that's like the two guys in the last 20 years that have actually been impactful buyout players. But the Cavs could do it with Larry Nance Jr. Who knows? I don't even know who's going to be on the buyout market.
Ben Simmons.
Yeah. Well, shoot. maybe we won't be able to talk ourselves into it that easily. I don't want Ben Simmons. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm out. I'm good on it.
You don't want Tyler Okoro?
Too much of a locker room cancer for the last like 6 years of his career for me to think that something's going to change in Cleveland. DG, let's go. I think people just overlook how much of an absolute quitter Ben Simmons has been. Like, I'm sorry, the guy was really talented, but he's completely quit on every team that he's been. I mean, he's only been on 2 teams since.
But Tony, have you seen his workout videos?
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know how anyone could talk themselves into Ben Simmons being a serious basketball player at this point. But if you are talking yourselves into it, listen, that's part of the fun of being an NBA fan. So don't let me talk you out of it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, no. That's not the guy you want open.
Oh.
Got lucky.
Dodge a bullet here.
Sam as the pick setter here it seems like they really like that.
Yeah. All right, you got nice scoop from DG.
DG's layups are so smooth.
Yeah, that was a great one from him.
Only 12.
George. Oh
no. Oh man. Don't let that buff ref get in your way. If anyone on the court can hold you back, it's that ref.
That's probably why they have him officiating this game, because of beef stew. Like,
oh my god.
We need to hold him back. We need to bring in the big guns.
If Beef Stew goes ballistic, that ref can just one punch him and knock him out.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Cade Cunningham. Hey, they managed to hold him to an inefficient game, but he's still just a special player. Hit some big shots to keep the Pistons in it.
Darius still getting like the shit kicked out of him here.
Yeah. Another one for Cade. Can't deny. This guy's got game. I like it. I like his game. I would like him to stop, but it is fun to watch.
Is it fun? I'm not having that much fun.
It depends on how you look at it. Yeah. Mobley coming back in can't come soon enough. Come on, DG.
Oh,
in and out.
That has to be out of them. Yeah.
Yep. Good take from DG. Just barely didn't drop. Yeah, definitely Cavs ball. All right, Mobley back in. This might be the closing lineup here. Sam, corner 3. Ho, buries it. Let's go, Sam Merrill.
Somewhere Jackson is having a nice night.
He's ascending. White boy Merrill. All right, he's trying to go at DG on the mismatch. Mobley's shading. A little too handsy.
All right, dude.
DG with the underhand assist on the inbound pass. Yeah, no one's even defending the inbounder, so it's easy for him to just shovel that. Pull up 3 from Cade. Nope. Good job from DG to get a hand on that rebound. That's what you need. And I mean, you got the 2 bigs out there, but you still need the other 3 guys to chip in on the glass. So that was big from Garland right there. Mobley almost traveled.
Oh,
Uh-oh. Damn.
Oh my god.
Allen making it happen.
Are you
Uh-oh.
serious?
I don't know what's going on now.
Oh!
Nice. Nice, DG.
Wow,
They did
that
give him a
was a
tech? No, timeout. Okay. Oh, they did give him a tech, I think. That's a shame. Let's see this. I didn't quite see where he got hit. Did Asar Thompson hit him? It was hard to tell.
also, I feel like that reaction is probably one of the more minor ones to get a
Yeah.
technical.
Mm, something else happened?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe from that
Either
angle.
way, it seemed like a yeah.
Because it looked like in the first cut, after he turned and looked at him, he ran away. But then in that
Yeah.
second one, it
And he
looks like
turned
he went
around.
back again.
Yeah. All right. 8-point lead for the Cleveland Cavaliers. We got just under 4 minutes left to play. They are going to give up a free point here off the technical, but JB Bickerstaff, not quite known for his execution down the stretch of close games. We just watched
Wow.
one of these recent streams that we watched. Pistons down by 2, I think, with a second left, and they had Cade Cunningham inbounding the ball, and it was a turnover. So they said, best player on the floor, we don't want you taking the shot, actually. So JB hasn't grown too much at the end of close games. Maybe that's going to backfire on me, and I'll eat my words, but I'm feeling good about the Cavs in a close game right now.
Not good enough to leave the stream, though. Let that be noted, people.
Yeah. It's too close for that just yet. Karras stat line 0. Wait, Karras still has 0 points. I'm pretty sure he had 0 points last game too, right? He was like 0 for 4 or something. This is
Who
agreed.
doesn't? If you want Cooper Flag, get this man.
This is unbelievable, Karras. They need to investigate him.
They're showing the box score being like, you see Karras still scored 0? Check the FanDuel account.
Yeah, honestly.
Someone named Laris Cavert put in a
Cade getting to the free throw line.
Whatever happened to that Terry Rozier investigation? Did they just like give up on that?
I don't know. Guess it's still just happened a couple days. It happened this week, right?
I feel like they got that Jonte Porter thing done within like
Yeah.
days.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Who's this?
Tony, don't you have to go do the recap?
It's a closed game. Should I leave now?
Yeah. I can, take it from here.
Okay. I'm being replaced by Jackson Messenger. Everyone,
Listen,
thank you for hanging out with me tonight. Jackson said Craig Porter's playing too well. He needs to get Tony off this broadcast for a bad take.
listen,
Tony has 5 more points he needs to do before he leaves. So just hold on.
I'm trying to help you.
All right, guys. A+ for the chat tonight. I'll see everyone on the next stream. Good night. I almost ended the stream for everybody.
I almost do that every time too. Oh, all right.
Hey.
The Cavs had their chance to put him away, and they didn't. So now they got to execute down the stretch.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. High pick and roll, trap. Good pass out of the trap. That's exactly how you want to handle that. With
Cade rolled his ankle.
Good job by Mobley coming down. Great job. Great pass from Allen being really patient with it. I think that's one of the areas where I believe the bigs have grown most. And one of the things that they talk about is how they want to play with 2 feet down, meaning they want to, like, when they're in those positions, they want to slow down enough so they can kind of like process as opposed to trying to hurry themselves up. And I think we saw that there. And good finish from Mobley.
At the expense of Cade Cunningham's ankle.
At the expense of Cade Cunningham's ankle, unfortunately.
If Cade goes down, that should make Detroit's offense a little interesting down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't look. He's putting some weight on it. Hopefully, Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's hurt too bad, but yeah, it's always tough. But yeah, good patience from yeah this replay. You can really see how Allen is able to. Well, good job by Darius to see the double and get it out right
Mhm.
away, and then just really good patience and good cut from Mobley.
Mobley's done a really good job of kind of not jumping at that first look.
Hmm.
He
Yeah,
went through periods where he would be too hesitant with it, but now I think he knows exactly how, like he's thinking ahead of before he shoots, which is something that definitely plagued him in the past.
absolutely. Yeah. That was a good take.
Jackson, what have your thoughts been on the second half, seeing as that's what I think you've watched, right?
Mostly just the fourth quarter is what I watched.
Gotcha.
Um, so I don't really have a whole lot of thoughts, honestly. Um,
Did you finally get to see that Strew stunk?
no, I actually haven't seen this Drew
Oh
Stunk.
my god.
Up
Tony
to
and I
see
said it was probably one of the more shocking sequences.
Kate. Cade's still out there. Cavs had a really good help there with Mobley coming over. Allen was there if he went the other direction. So um, really good defense there from the Cavs. Get it if you get a score here, it feels like it's almost over if you do. Good pass
Oh,
out.
nice value. Oh my
Mm,
god.
good defense.
It's been a perfect blend for the Pistons of the Cavs being sloppy with the ball and them having good defensive effort all night.
All right, Cavs dodged a bullet. Get a basket. End this game here. Are they going to trap him again here?
Yeah.
No, again.
Oh. Oh!
Okay. That's game. Unbelievable. What a crazy shot.
Off platform. Nah, that was wild.
It, insane. All right, what can
Garland from the medical tent to taking off platform threes.
what is it going to do this possession? Do it again.
Oh my god. Oh. Our ball. Oh.
All right. Still, 8 points, 1 minute left. I want to see a
If
replay of
that
that Garland shot.
that was crazy.
That was crazy.
I feel like if that was Mitchell on that last possession, he would have taken the three again.
Yeah, and I
He
mean he
wouldn't
would
have
have been
kicked it out to Merrill.
he would have been well within his right to do so.
I'm just surprised that Garland honestly didn't shoot it.
I it, that replay of the not this of the Garland shot. One thing is like his feet are kind of everywhere, but he still did a good job of really keeping his shoulders square, and that's what the good shooters will tell you. You have to, you know, be square to the basket, and Darius Garland, good shooter. Some some are saying he's a good shooter, anyways.
The streets are saying that.
Yeah, and I mean that's the kind of performance that I feel like we've seen so much of this year, like that closing run from Garland. We've seen it so much this year, and like if we would have seen this at any point last year, I think we would have been writing like 7 articles about how Darius Garland's back and stuff like that. So just because of like it seemed like a performance like this down the stretch was not something that he could do last year, especially when they're forcing the ball out of his hands like they have been down the stretch. But Darius has just continually found ways to beat him when they did double. He trusted Allen to make the right play to Mobley in the corner. When they didn't double him, he beat his guy off the dribble to hit to hit that step back three. Just great growth from Garland this year.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. The Bro Show. I do or Demo, I also agree. That Pistons broadcast is lifeless. I've had to watch theirs a few times. Nice. Kenny, Challenge King.
Yep, two dubs. All right, you know, this possession doesn't not going to determine the game, but you like to see good execution here from the Cavs.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Yeah, that felt unnecessary.
I mean, that's just not a Jared Allen play.
Yeah, I wonder what got to him there.
I'm watching it on the TV. Oh yeah, just all the. Yeah, it's just. I mean, he kind of pushed off on him. Yeah, that's that's going to be something.
That feels bizarre. It's not even like someone you could say like there's something pent up like all night, because they don't really match up, you know?
Yeah,
Doesn't feel like it's something where he's unleashing like unpented energy or something.
Yeah, and it seems, and Jared is somebody who doesn't seem like he doesn't deliver hard fouls. Is that the first hard foul I've ever seen him deliver?
Is Jared Allen now the team's tough guy?
Maybe he's not even he's not smiling now. He's just right after he did it, he kind of gave him a little stare, like, well, what are you gonna do about that, man? So
Yeah, then like the Pistons went over to him. He just was like, I'm good, thanks.
But yeah, this is definitely, he gives him a little stare down as he goes away. Like that's. I mean,
oh yeah, then Malik Beasley's the guy who's going to confront him. I would also not be that threatened.
something had to have. He had to have said something to Allen. Maybe he called him a nerd.
Yeah, told him that Pokemon was a terrible game.
Yeah, it's like, actually, Legend of Zelda sucks.
That little jingle they play when you score, stupid.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Said that cats are ugly. Yeah. But yeah, unfortunately, nobody actually retaliated. So that's gonna be a technical on Jarrett. It's gonna be free throws in the ball.
Mm-hmm. It looks like the whole Cavs bench is finding great amusement out of the foul.
I think they are. Yeah. I'm sure somebody will ask him after the game what led to that, because that's just
And I also don't need Tristan speaking on the team's behalf.
Well, I mean, it's fine. Tristan can speak on everyone's behalf. Like that's he has to do something.
Jackson, I don't know what your mic's a little muffled.
Oh, sorry, I was covering that with my hand.
No worries, because I heard you speak about the Tristan thing, and you faded into oblivion.
Yeah, I'm trying to watch it on my phone, which is not what I usually do. So I started holding the side where the speaker is.
Yeah, that Beasley push was ultra aggressive. Maybe we should have double techs.
Maybe.
If that was beef stew, immediate double tech.
I feel like it was such a slow, there wasn't a real altercation, but it was really slow happening. Like, wait, Jared Allen?
Yeah, it's like, who did that?
Because I remember when Kendrick Perkins would do something like that late in the game, it'd be immediately right after it's done, there's 9 people there. Here, everybody was like, wait, what?
Everyone's like, I know I didn't just see what I saw, right? This is giving Tony a lot of good break for the instant recap.
Yeah, he's getting so much time.
Asar grabbed Jarrett's afro. Mm.
Are you just saying that, Demo, or
Did Asar pull a Jimmy Butler on Sexton?
when did he do that?
I'm trying to see if I can see it online.
It's taking way too long here. I mean, it's like 31. It's either technical flagrant or flagrant 2. Let's keep it going. Pistons broadcasting. Alan looks like Rasheed Wallace. Okay.
Hey man, they got time to fill.
That is the first time anyone's ever been compared to him.
Tony?
I had to jump back in. They gave my boy a flagrant. Wait, he got ejected?
Tony, you were supposed to use this time to write your article.
I did. It's done. It's ready to go.
Okay.
Did you include the technical?
That's good.
Nah, we're not gonna include that.
Just some state
Jared
run,
Allen.
some state-run media. We're just gonna ignore the things that we want to.
Yeah. I mean, it's 1984. What Demo said.
What do you think? What do you think led to that?
I think Jared Allen had seen enough.
Wait, why is Darius shooting a free throw?
I think Jared just wanted to get back and play the switch.
I think they gave something
what?
on
This game's
Beasley.
over. Yeah.
I don't think he saved any time because he would be playing by now if they just let the game go.
Yeah, but he's already back in the locker room now. Maybe he forgot to put it on the charger.
That is important. You got to do that before he hits the shower.
Exactly.
Maybe they just have a limited amount of hot water there. You don't want to.
Jared knows that the water is not great. Got to jump ahead because the boiler is small.
Yeah.
That was a strange moment.
Yeah, it was definitely intentional, and
yeah. Have you guys looked at this box score for Mobley? Because it's pretty damn incredible.
I have not yet.
No, Tony, we're doing a job here.
Whoa, they just took a block away from him as I speak. But Evan Mobley had 30 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. He had 5 blocks. It literally just went down to 4 as I speak. So I have to update that. But
that's disgusting stuff. Or you can keep it at 5 and just say that they took it away.
State-run media, yeah. I didn't take it away. They did.
Yeah.
Anything less than A++ for CPJ is criminal.
CPJ was mentioned on the recap.
Hell yeah.
5 at the time of writing. I wonder how they end up. Maybe the jump ball. There was a play that turned into a jump ball, and I think they credit him as a block. I don't know how that works. But
I mean, they usually don't. Yeah, I don't know how that is actually.
Sometimes ESPN is literally wrong, so I'll say 4 for now.
I've told you to use NBA.com. They're so much better than ESPN.
Okay, I'm going to NBA.com to see what they have to say about this. Also, I'm using my AirPods, so my quality probably sounds bad.
It sounds better than the pod.
Good. I'm checking the NBA.com box score.
What if Evan did this yesterday? That'd be cool.
That would have been nice.
Evan only shows up for the games that matter.
That's true. The JB revenge game.
The JB revenge game. The Jared Allen's a dog game. Where Jared Allen emerges as the team's tough guy.
NBA.com also has him at 4 blocks, so somewhere he was miscredited for one. We'll have to go through the film ourselves.
Does Evan have blood on his jersey?
The blood of his enemies. It's not his blood, I'll tell you that much.
Immortals don't bleed. All we need now is a George Niang tough guy.
Sam should have shot it.
All right, that's gonna cut into his score.
Yep. Got to dock Sam a solid 2 letter grades for that.
I'm sure Jackson will understand. He doesn't think I'm a harsh grader or anything.
I wouldn't say you're a harsh grader. I think. Never mind.
I just don't agree with any of your grades.
Can we get Mobley one more rebound for the double-double?
I mean, I usually agree with like 8 of your 9 grades, and then just one of them I'm like, really? Okay.
I think we should
By the
bring
way-
Jared Allen back on the floor just to inspire the troops.
Maybe they forgot that he got ejected, just sneaking back out there. He's hard to
He's hard to pick out of a crowd.
he's hard to notice, he just kind of blends in. But no, this is just so everyone knows, this is the third game of the year that Mobley has had 30 points or more. He's only done that 4 other times total throughout his career. So he's done it 3 this season. This is more than he's had in any other previous season. Pistons fighting. They're fighting.
Tony, rewrite that recap.
Oh my god, I'd be sick. DG has never missed clutch free throws. Ever.
I was about to say that.
Tony, no.
Especially on the road against a Thompson.
Oh, damn. I cursed Mobley earlier, so I'll say 2 for 2.
I mean, he just needs to make one, guys.
Okay, we said that before.
Bottom of the net on both of them. Aura, Kiki.
The chat is telling me
I think you
missed one.
spoiled it.
Oh!
So you gotta turn the chat off
Guys,
at the end of games.
JB has to drop a play to get 3 points with under the shot clock off. It's okay. We're good. This recap has never been more set in stone.
Publish it now.
Well, no, we don't have the final score, Corey.
I know Tony knows what the score is. He wrote it. He has the script.
The Pistons are finishing this game with
He'll
109.
make this
I'll
one.
tell you that much.
He'll make this one.
Yep. Scared me a little bit. It looked like it might hit the brick.
I know. It looked like it was a little too hard.
It honestly might be better that the Pistons didn't call a timeout.
Oh, no.
Oh, Niang, I swear to Lord.
Why is he in there?
Why is Niang on the floor?
Because we don't have a 4.
True. Jared Allen got ejected. Okay. That's literally the one. I'm sorry, but that's the one thing you can't do. What the hell are you doing? And brother,
Tony almost unleashed an F-bomb.
I know I came close. I think we're allowed to swear on this, but I didn't know for sure, so I've tried to contain myself. But what is he doing? What is? Yeah, I swapped out the F-bomb for the old brother. But what are you swiping down for right there?
He was diagonal.
Again, you don't need a power forward out there if the power forward can't get rebound. Then you're not a power forward.
I would rather have Tristan Thompson on the floor. I'm not even kidding. For this moment.
Niang,
the Cavs have no timeouts now.
Jazz.
They have to get it in. I think Niang's going to be the inbounder.
Mobley.
Sam.
Nice. They really, actually, good quick foul from them. Because if Max caught the ball, it's game over.
There's 7 seconds left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. DG. He's got these.
Well, now he has to make 2.
He's going
to
make
might be one of the longest regular season games that didn't go to overtime in quite some time.
I could have stayed to the 30-second mark until that time to write this.
You would have had you could have written it within the whole break of the scrap.
Yeah.
All right. He's making them both.
Bang.
What was that?
That was panic, Jackson. Jeez.
It was an involuntary response.
I mean, I already told you he's going to make them both.
Okay, if the Pistons call a timeout, we win the game.
Oh!
All right, we won the game.
I mean, it depends on if
Niang decides to foul.
I mean, there's no so.
Yang decides to give them 3 more free throws.
I mean, so you just can't have Niang out there. I know that you want somebody who can rebound. If you want somebody who can rebound, put Tyson out there. Honestly, pull
Tristan
JB
Thompson.
and put Tristan out there. He used to do this all the time in these moments.
Yeah. Okay, so if I'm JB, I'm drawing up a play for Jalen Duren.
I mean, Cade's inbounding.
Kate's inbounding. Duren's coming off of the elevator screen.
So
I dust off Fontecchio. Tell him to get out there.
But they're fouling as soon as the ball's inbound. So if the Pistons put it on the ground, you're fouling right away.
Yeah, Kenny has shown that he will foul up 3.
Yeah.
JB will be like dumbfounded. He's like, wait, what are you guys doing?
So all you have to do is stay with your guy. So you need people out there who can stay with your guy. And that's Niang, obviously. Because he's checking in the game.
I cannot believe how long the end of this game has taken.
I don't know. I can't believe how long the leash that George Niang has with Atkinson is.
I just don't understand.
You would think that Niang is in Atkinson's will. Like, he has to be family.
He's like out Lamar Steven with JB Biggerstaff. All right.
Dan.
Oh, George Niang got lost.
Brother. What are we doing?
Oh no,
Cavs?
that's
3
doing?
Shots. What are we even
the Cavs
doing?
have no timeouts.
And a tech?
No tech.
Oh, I was reading the chat. Jeez.
Already told you not to read the chat. You can disable the chat.
Where's the fucking foul? I'm sorry. I couldn't hold it. Not being on camera has ruined my ability to.
Well, you're gonna have to rewrite
PG-13.
You're gonna have to rewrite the recap, Tony.
Well, I can add lines. We're not going to OT.
I sweared on the stream, guys. I'm sorry. That wasn't me. Just figured I should take it.
They have no timeout.
Dude,
we're going to
How
OT.
do you give up 6 free throws in the final 12 seconds of the game? You have one job.
Oh, he did foul him. He had his hand on. That's a terrible foul by Mobley.
It's a terrible foul. Why are you reaching at all?
Yeah.
Oh. I saw the chat. Don't look at the chat.
I did.
You can disable the chat, guys.
It's too late. I already saw it. I'm excited.
Yep.
From the logo for the win.
Bang!
Bang! I'm standing up with my MacBook in my room. This is crazy. Darius Garland. Let's go. Did Donovan Mitchell? Oh, I thought he picked him up. Good night, Detroit. Apollo, what do you got to say?
Oh, he's chirping with a fan. Let's go.
Dude, what the hell? I don't want to hear anybody say that Darius Garland isn't clutch again. All right, I don't think I have to rewrite anything, right?
Well, let's get out of here.
I think I have to change.
The year?
I think I might have to change the headline to this one.
Probably.
Craig Porter Jr. saves Cavs in a blowout win.
Oh my God! From the logo, honestly, everyone involved understood what was at stake. The agenda, the Darius Garland agenda. This was better than just getting a regular win.
Everyone is like ecstatic, and you just see Evan's straight face walk over to Darius, like, good work.
In the future, you guys just gotta, disable the chat.
Look at Beanie.
It's too fun to look at the chat.
Yeah, but the chat has no respect for spoilers. We know this about the chat. You can't change the chat. The chat is gonna chat.
It's not the chat's fault. I want to know
what that fan was doing.
It's kind of what we're saying, but that's But yeah, clutch player of the year. Yes. No.
He does have his moment now.
He does,
as we mentioned on the stream. Okay,
Any hit?
I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing updated because I guess
Do you think Darius
things have
missed one of
changed.
those free throws late so he could hit this shot?
That's
He
what
was
I
like,
think the Cavs orchestrated.
this is his campaign. He's starting
It's
the
the
campaign.
only explanation.
Jared Allen was in on it too, getting a technical, getting
Evan
kicked out of the
Mobley
game for no
committing-
reason.
For
Evan
some
Mobley
reasons that
fouling on the
haven't been
three-point
proven.
line.
I think
George
so.
Niang being out there, Atkinson recognized the way to get to it.
Mobley
All right, guys,
fouling.
I'm gonna get out. Great
Mobley
game. Go Darius
committing
Garland.
the
Go
worst
Cavs.
foul of all time.
All right,
almost ended
I
the
will
stream again.
also I will also put up the grades. Thanks, chat, for a great game.
Tony's
Jackson, thanks for
doing-
being here for the last quarter.
Of course. Well, the last like 3 minutes, but it felt like a quarter.
It basically was a quarter.
Tomorrow Tony's doing a stream of a game. I'd love to tell you which game, but you're just gonna have to come back tomorrow and figure out. We have a lot of trade deadline stuff on the chat. I mean, on Fear the Sword. Check that out. What else? Oh, Junkyard Pod has a episode out. Check that out. We're gonna have another episode out after the deadline, breaking down what the Cavs did and didn't do. We'll have stuff on Fear the Sword breaking down what the Cavs did and didn't do. So yeah, just head to Fear the Sword, head to the Junkyard Pod. Corey, good luck with the grades.
Hey, thanks, man. I hope you like him.
I'm sure I will. So have a good night, everyone.
I agree. Go Cavs.